drum to hit. Here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah, what is up, everybody? We are back. MuseMe TV. Check it out, bro. I got Irvin back. Irvin's in the studio.
What up, broskies?
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. It's good to be back.
Episode 94. Just hanging out. Oh, man. It's been a long fucking...
94?
Yeah, you're episode 94 now.
Damn.
Well, this one that we're doing. Because
What's
you've
it?
been on this is your third appearance
Yeah.
now. Third appearance on the show, everybody.
94.
Third.
What happened in 94? What significant things happened in 94?
I was 4 years old. I was 4. How old
I was
were you?
like 3.
You were 3?
Because I was at the end of 91 in December.
You're older than I am. You should be older than I am.
Pretty
Anyways,
fucking old.
we're letting Irvin in studio, everybody. Irvin. Dude, why the fuck are people hitting me up right now?
I'm popular, bro.
Yeah, you're done. Anyways, thank you again, everybody, for joining. We're here hanging out. Oh, again, 94.
94.
What was good in 94?
What was good in 94? There's a couple of bad things I could think off of 94, but I'm going to try to think of some more positive shit. I honestly can't remember. I know something.
It probably wasn't anything too devastating. Unless,
I think in 94, Biggie released Ready to Die. It might have been 94. I think in 1994, Biggie released Ready to Die. And that's definitely something significant that happened in 94, if it is.
Ready to Die?
Yeah.
Ready to Die. I didn't even spell any of that right. And that...
Pretty sure it's 94.
It was September 13th,
Yup.
1994 is when that happened.
Okay. R.I.P. But
Is that your favorite? One of your favorites?
one of my tops, definitely. Biggie, top 3.
I kept
Then it'd
thinking
be M and Method Man.
Method Man.
Oh, well, then there's also Nas, but Nas I kind of put in his own, like, his own,
He's got his own criteria.
like, his own level of shit.
His own tier.
Like, technically, Nas is, like, one of the greatest to ever do it. And, like, I kind of agree to it, because classic album. But definitely my top 3 before I really got into Nas, before I, like, really understood what his music was. I was more like, yo, Biggie, and Tupac, and Wu-Tang, and Method Man, and all that shit. And Eminem, of course.
Okay.
And my homie put me on Eminem. And he told me, I didn't know who Eminem was, but he used to make him sound like a scary dude. Like, yeah, he'll come and kill your whole fucking family. Bro. I was like, what? Why would he kill my whole family?
Well, I mean, there were some of those videos. You remember? I think he had the Jason mask on with the chainsaw.
Yeah, but then as I grew up and knew what, like, music, like, oh, okay. Slim Shady would come and kill your whole family. Like, because he has all this different alter egos. But growing up, like, when I first heard of it, my homie explained to me. He was like, yeah, he'll kill your whole fucking family, bro. He'll shoot you. I'm like, why, bro?
Did he tell you he was a white boy?
Yeah, he was a white boy. My homie was a white boy who told me this shit. That was kind of funny because
Nice.
he, like, kind of looked... He had, like, that skinny white boy look. And, you know, like, everybody in the day, back in the day, all them white boys.
Bleach blonde hair.
Bleach
maybe.
blonde hair with the white tees. Yeah, but... Yo...
Well, yeah, we're here today to talk about a controversial topic right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that controversial, but I don't know.
It's controversial to some people, but it's really...
Oh, I fucking hate everything. That's my fault. I was actually trying to log back into my Facebook.
You logged out your shit?
Yeah, well, my friend did, and it's like, when's the last time you logged back in? I'm trying to share the thing on Facebook as well, so that's why. Hey, we're back on, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, we were logged out for a minute?
No, we were still live on YouTube.
Oh.
But I just want to try to let everybody know that we're still trying to get live on, or not
Facebook.
live on Facebook, but letting people know that we're live on Facebook.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Trooper 380 or 138. What's up, man? He said Bill Clinton. That's all he said.
Bill Clinton?
He took off. He was here.
Wait, was Bill Clinton our president in 94?
It was in 84?
Or 94?
And he was probably. Let's check it out. Bill. I believe you. I'm pretty sure I believe you.
I honestly don't know my shit on that one.
Do you? Okay, here's another one. Do you remember what president he was? What number?
No. I don't know any of that shit.
Give a guess.
Fuck, how many presidents have we had? So I at least know a number range.
Then that's no fair. You can just go backwards.
Well, no, I won't do it like that. I'm gonna just take a couple of guesses before you just tell me. I'm not gonna fucking.
45.
There's 45 presidents in total.
Right now, I think there's 45 presidents. If I'm mistaken,
He's
I'm
probably
sorry.
like 38.
No.
Damn. You said 45. Nah, I don't know. See, I don't know. Like that's something I never I never paid attention to what number. My friend is.
But Biggie's Ready to Die album.
But that's like hip hop. You know how much I dove into your shit about your favorite shit. You'll know that, but. I don't know how many presidents.
Do you know how tall he is? Just kidding.
Isn't he like 6 something? I know he was over 6 foot.
Yeah, he's 6'2". But he was actually the 42nd president.
The 42nd president?
The 42nd president of the United States. And then who came after him, right?
Who?
Bush.
Bush? Oh, Junior?
Yeah. And then after that...
It was fucking, Obama?
Yeah. And then...
Well, you know who.
Yeah, so that 45, I'm pretty sure.
Damn, 45 is crazy. Oh, yeah, because each president can get 2 terms, and that's 8 years of presidency.
Yeah.
So we might get Trump another 4 years. I hope not.
But I don't, a lot of people are kind of...
I don't even know enough of politics to, really be talking about shit like that, but I just don't, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea from what other people say. But I don't know myself exactly. I can see why. Like, some things I'm like, okay, yeah, he needs to get, like, the whole fucking... What is it? Iran thing? Was it Iran where they threw where they took out their top general?
Oh yeah, he just do it, just do it, just get it done.
Yeah, they gave him an assassination. They gave him a list of shit. You're like, an assassination was on one of them. I'm like, damn, of course. And somebody was like, of course he would go for the most extreme thing. He's Trump. I'm like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, it's probably
your president is always like, and it's really bad, and when the motherfucker has a lot of that shit, and it's just that thing that happens, because it happens to everybody. Like his fucking shit, he sucks, bro, at giving speeches, bro. But when it comes to business, they say he's good at shit. I don't know.
Blockchain engineer, what's up? He's in the chat. Thank you for joining.
What's up?
Right here hanging out, just fucking talking. Oh man. Well, so what we were talking about is. So the proper term, well, there's a lot of terms for this, right?
Oh, we're gonna get into the simp.
So so that's not the only term for it, though, right?
Well, I mean,
what else?
The most popular term.
But what else would be known as a simp? A sucker.
A sucker is one of them. Like only a sucker would be doing some shit like that. A simp.
What is that other word?
A male feminist.
No, starts with a C.
A C?
Yeah. Not.
For like simp, another. It starts with C?
Yeah. Oh, I can't believe I can't think of it right now. Kike.
A kite? Isn't that a racial slur?
Isn't it? No. Is it?
Kite? Yeah, kite is a racial slur, bro. That's not fucking... that's fucking funny.
No, like, what is it when you watch somebody have a man...
Oh, a cuck.
A cuck.
Oh, cuck. Well, that's a whole level of shit. Okay. I guess that's another way to call it, too. That's like a more extreme... But even that has its own definition.
But it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah, yeah. I saw. Okay, I was like, I forget who it's for, but it's definitely one of those war racial.
Dude, this just proves how ignorant I am. I'm fucking sorry. Jesus.
Done research on that one a little bit. Well, not too much, but well, there's different definitions. I mean, everything that I know is to be a simp has always been somebody who just. Like fucking pays for pussy or gets a OnlyFans, subscribes to OnlyFans, has like no, I don't know. There's a whole list of things, but for the most part, what I know it to be is like if you buy a OnlyFans, if you subscribe to one or buy a premium Snap, then you're a simp because like you're paying for pussy you're not gonna get. And
it should be shortened for simple, right, or something like that.
Simping. It's like the opposite of pimping. Simping. It's like when the girl's pimping you, like you're getting fucking played out, you're getting money. It's like having a girl you hang out with that you like, that you want to fuck, and then she knows that and she exploits it and gets you to buy shit for her. Like she doesn't want to fuck you, she's gonna exploit you, get you to buy her shit, take her out shit, pay for bills, do this and that. Like, and then you're a simp because you think it's gonna get you pussy, or willingly that you're not gonna get pussy, but you trick yourself to believe that you love the person so much. Like, no, bro, I'm just doing it because I really love her, and I just want to be there and support her. Like, it's not like I don't even care if we have sex. And then eventually, they come around like during time that you start to they lose it. Some of them.
That's weird though. Cause
that's the worst degree. I think it could be just like
because again, when I hear the word simp, I feel like it's again simple. Like they're too like, simple. Like they can't do it. It's so simple minded.
I mean, that is you could look at it that way too. I mean, I don't know if like my shit. That's what I assume simp to be, but that's another way to look at simp. Yeah, simple minded, because only a simple minded motherfucker might come across some simping shit.
Yeah,
and like, but there's other things that are different though. Like that's simping. Like when you're doing something like that, like if you genuinely like want to show support for somebody or whatever, and it comes from a genuine spot, like you maybe, because if you think about it, you buy porno, you're buying for pussy you're not gonna get. Again, you're just paying for pussy to watch somebody else fuck. You're like paying for fetishes and shit. And OnlyFans is kind of the same shit. It's like the new age. Instead of like buying a DVD,
that's like new porno.
Because there's people that you can get free porno, but there's still people that buy porno DVDs because they still sell them at porno stores. If it was so obsolete and so just done, then why would they still have DVDs and why would they still sell porno? And there's like Braz is right. There's some people that hack it, but then not everybody can do that shit. So there's people that pay for porn, and it gets to the same effect. You're paying for pussy, you're not gonna get. You're just paying to see somebody fucking rub one out. OnlyFans, it's like, I feel like it's almost the same shit. Like if you want to pay to see somebody fuck, like on Instagram, you see all these bad bitches. And you low-key would want to see them fuck, but you don't want to pay for it. Like, if they were giving away free OnlyFans where you could see them do all that shit, you would subscribe because it was free. But we have that pride where we don't want to pay for it. But technically, if we go any other place, we'll pay for it shame-free. Like, there's prostitutes, there's brothels and shit in Europe where people pay for it. They have good like business ethics about it. They're clean and shit, and people go there to the red light district and enjoy themselves. And that's like, there's even places in America like the Bunny Ranch where you pay for prostitution.
A bunch of shit going on.
And that's actually, you're getting pussy. In that case, you're paying for it, but like people buy porno and they rub it out. So if you want to buy a OnlyFans, it's just that male pride that we have, and a lot of us don't want to admit it, but it's just like, it's like because you get to talk to them, and some of them make attempts at these girls, and of course they get curved because you know how many.
That's so much people too that I feel like they try.
They try. They think they have a genuine chance. They think that fucking you want to fuck shit works because they make like movies, but you realize it's because they can control it. Women are smart that do that.
That's the same concept of the bartender. Like, they flirt, be really nice because they know that helps them get better tips.
Tips, yeah, exactly. You kind of do something. You sell yourself to a point, right? And there's levels to it. Some people sell themselves physically all the way where they let somebody else touch them up, like prostitutes. You have people that only sell themselves online, pictures, videos, and then you pay for it. And that's different. And honestly, don't knock it because it's just, men, we like shit like that. That's the thing we don't want to admit. We love women like that because why do you have one motherfucker following one chick? He tries to slide her in DMs. She like curves him and then he puts her on blast. Oh, you fucking hoe. You a fucking slut.
Right, yeah, they get discouraged. Like,
yeah, no, don't buy this bitch's shit. Don't do that. These women are only here because they're not going to. Like, of course they're not there to fuck you. They're there to make money off of thirsty motherfuckers or horny motherfuckers that want to see that shit. And there's always going to be thirsty motherfuckers no matter what. There's no movement that's like, what it should be is like stop the like male abuse from females, like a movement like that, like, or like stop the abuse in certain relations, whatever. But like let me get back. Like there's nothing wrong with it, right? Because we buy porn and all that shit. So why do we knock it? Because it's that ego in us that's just like we're hurt because we can't get at it, and it's something we know we can't have, and we have the ability to talk to it. Like, if you could actually like send, like now we can send our favorite celebrities a message and it might get to them if they actually open. Well, there's probably hundreds of people that send shit like that.
Yeah.
And when you got these females who are like putting their shit out like that, you know what it's going to draw. You know what kind of people it's going to draw in. And you know how that goes. So like if you hate it so much, then stay away from it. But people have a fucking mentality, bro. They're like, they think, no, it's simping. Like, and to a degree it can be. Like, if you let yourself completely get wild up with it, but, like, if you're buying, it's like buying porno. It's like that. It's just the same shit. We're paying to see. So either we're paying for shit we can't get but want to see, or we're paying for shit that we want to fuck. Like, probably some people will just go that way. Like, some people you can just pay for sex. And it's just different places don't make you feel as shameful about it.
Yeah. Like,
some places in societies make you hide that sexuality.
That's so weird, too. And I'm just throwing this out here. If I'm saying this right, Gallo X says that we're not We're too close. We have to be 6 feet apart.
So fuck that. We both working.
Oh man,
we got hand sanitizer in the building. We good. We'll
Right.
sanitize. My hand is good. I did the Birdman with the. But.
Oh man, I already feel like she's ripping up something. Right? Just.
Somebody's like, fuck it, bro. Some people are gonna get hurt by what I'm saying, but it's truthful though. Like,
No, I'm talking about my dog. She's ripping up something
you
right
hear
there,
your dog?
bro. I feel like she is. Doesn't that mean? Oh man,
that sucks, bro. I'm sorry.
I know. I feel it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Dog, please don't be chewing up anything.
This dog chews up everything.
Dog,
Every time he
please.
does a podcast.
She has this bad habit of being jealous. So I think she just. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, jealousy.
She's ridiculous. She turned me into a simp, and I'm getting pissed.
What a bitch.
I'm just like,
you better
I can't.
keep that bitch in check.
I'm done with you. I'm just kidding. So I was looking up on Urban Dictionary, and it says that the definition is a man that puts himself in a submissive position under a woman in hopes of winning them over without the female bringing anything to the table.
Okay. Yeah, that's more. Yes. Like if you are doing this shit not out of genuine because you care for this person, but because you hope that it's going to get you later in a relationship or fulfill some kind of fantasy, then yeah, that's simping. That's retarded. Like,
okay, so what is more fucked up then? The girl giving implications, so using them, or the guy being an idiot because the girl hasn't said, like, she's totally not giving him anything, she's just being nice?
Well, it just depends the person, man. I kind of like when I was a little kid, I might have been like falling for shit. I wasn't a simp, but I might have been.
I think we all kind of start
but you have
off
to
that
learn.
way.
You have to learn
Yeah.
because I was ignorant. I just didn't know that you believe shit. Like when your parents used to tell you shit when you were a kid, like, oh, if you do that, the fucking kunkui's and you would believe it. Now you're older and you're wiser. You know, like you get to an age of reason where you're like, fuck you, that's not true.
Yeah, it's
you
not
know
gonna
better.
happen.
You know better and shit like that. So you get to a point where like, yeah, man. Like, oh, I think this girl, hell yeah, if she likes this, I'm gonna get her this, and then she's gonna think it's special, and she's like, oh, you remember, and then this and that, and then you like end up spending all this shit, all this time, and then it's like wasteful. But then that's how you're told to. That's how we're told. We were told to romance people. Like a lot of us were told to romance. Like, oh, romance, yeah. We watched movies and shit that gave us the wrong idea of what it really was.
Yeah, and it all depends on what perspective you take from it. Because the greatest example is, have you ever heard of the band Van Halen?
Yeah.
Okay, so Van Halen, first years with the first singer was all about sleeping with women, getting laid, all blah blah. The
party,
whole,
the whole
rock
party and
roll.
bullshit. Like what is it? Yeah, in the beginning, like every major art, some artists' like first albums are like that.
And then they got a new singer, and his whole take on the band was about falling in love and stuff.
Oh shit!
And that's just about the same thing. It's just like, what is it when you go down that road? Is it like, are you that kind of person? Like we were talking about later.
Well,
like
people.
Are you gonna be that person where you're just gonna put yourself out there and be like, yeah, I don't want to be with everybody. I'm just trying to get laid. I'm just trying to smash.
Just having a good time. I'm trying to have a good time and shit like that. You know, get like hook up, get laid every so often, hook up with people, whatever. And there's like, or do I want to be committed to one person? Do I want to be, what is it, monogamous when you're just with one person? Yeah, right. Monogamous means you're just with one person.
I think so. Is it? Let us know in the comment section. I don't want to look it up.
But yeah, we're good that shit. But you know what I'm getting at? I'm pretty sure it's monogamy because I wrote a little rhyme about that.
Right?
Shit.
Isn't polyamorous where you get to date more people?
Yeah, you just got to figure out what the fuck your sexuality
then orgy is just like all
I think
around.
The most important thing to definitely like explore is your sexuality as you get older. They always just tell you to like explore yourself or like go out there and have adventures, but they never really tell you. Like your parents, of course, aren't going to tell you to explore yourself sexually. Like, I want you to go out there and fuck people. And,
yeah, go try an orgy.
Find out what you
never
like.
know what you'll do.
Have sex with the same sex or explore yourself like that. Try some different. Fuck no, they don't tell you that shit. They're like, no, you stay with one person. You're faithful for your whole life. That's all you need, just that one person.
Well, you think it's more different? Well, you think it's more different now? Like, okay, again, like we were talking about, obviously society has changed.
It's just becoming more open and it's becoming more socially acceptable to a degree, but there's still people who are always going to knock on it. Like, think about how gay people were, like back in the day, like in the 50s, you couldn't be openly as gay as you are now in 2020. Like, you couldn't be all fucking... At all. Like, you had to be...
in the closet.
Exactly. And people had to hold that shit. Yeah. They had to hold that shit, but they felt it. And that's the worst part is back in the day, like, people that feel that shit inside, they're like, I feel like I was this way. But they never, like... come out and shit because society and their family just just tells them no. Like sometimes you have to break away from that shit. Just like people who are like sexually act like people that want to be hoes and people that just want to be with one person. Everybody's sexuality is different. Some people want to fuck different people and never be in a relationship. Some people want to be in a relationship and fuck a bunch of other people. Some people just want to be in a relationship with one person.
Well, so
some people don't want to be in a relationship at all or want to fuck.
What do you think that traces to genetics or more of like habits?
It could genetics. I don't know.
This is the same thing with the gay question too. Is just like,
oh well, they say that there's people born that way. It'd be like that. I mean, there's proof that you can be born that way. And what they say, nurtured into it, or like, kind of like
habits,
It's like you can go into those, but like your sexuality, you kind of figure out as you get older, and sometimes like
you don't think at a young
even
age,
at a young age, too. At a young age, you do. Like boys, definitely. Some women too. Like I had a homegirl who told me that she started playing with her pussy when she was like 9, 8 years old, and I was like, "That's fucking wild." And I was like, "What? 9, 8 years old? Like it was a single digit." And I was like, "Damn!"
It was a single digit.
I don't think I started beating my meat till I was in at least my 10s, like close to my 13s, like. But damn, some people's sexualities like it's different. And then some people, like, that's bad. Like, society, of course, or religion or their family are telling them that it's bad to be this way, so they have to hide who they are. Or they feel certain ways, but they don't want to explore it because they're scared. Or they just think it's like, but they feel this way inside, and some people fight that shit. I know it's fucking beanie. But they fight that shit. They fight that feeling or they hide it. So, like, some girls, like example, a girl gets married, right, before she was ever married or tied down. Because everybody has somebody that kind of, like, hits them with that. I kind of want to be with this person.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be just tied down. And sometimes that feeling will last for a long time and possibly for, like, until you guys are dead. But sometimes it goes away after a while. Like, sometimes you'll meet somebody and be madly in love with them. And then through time, you'll be like, eh. And then after a while, you'll be like, eh. And then you'll be like, why the fuck did I ever, like,
And that just depends on the person, right?
Yeah, it depends on the person.
Because I feel like there's people that are like, oh, I've been in love with my high school sweetheart all the way now.
Some people, it's like, it's not very common. Like,
it's very uncommon.
It's very uncommon, but there are cases where
but there's a lot though. Yeah. That's crazy.
But there's also people out there that like just want to be like, they want to have like, they don't want, like, I finally figured out that I thought I wanted to be with somebody and just be like single and married, and that's the only person I fuck with. But when I was with somebody, I was in love. I was constantly flirting with other women.
Yeah.
I was trying to kind of get laid or just push it to the point of almost getting laid or duck out. But I probably would have honestly fucked some other girls if I would have gotten further. Because
they would have let you.
No, because one girl for sure. But then I cock blocked myself because I told her I didn't have a girlfriend, and then when she found out I had a girlfriend, then she got mad and like then it didn't go. We still were homies, but I cock blocked myself by lying about having a girlfriend, right? Because I was trying to like get in with that girl, and I'm like, even when I was with this girl I was in love with, gonna get married, I still was doing this dog shit, and I felt bad about it and shit like that. Then after I broke up and everything fell apart, I went through depression and all that bullshit, and finally started doing some digging and realized like who the fuck I was. Listen to some like stand-up comedy. Some comedians that put a pretty good perspective. Like I know, say Patrice O'Neal is definitely one of those comedians that kind of helped me put a perspective on things and help me build together like my philosophy on certain things. I look up to a lot of people like that. That's well. I really try to be open-minded and think about the things that like I get into now. Like, what is it really about it? Do I really like her? Am I going off a feeling? And that's what it was. Most of the time, I was just following my emotions, thinking that my emotions were right. Never use my head too much. I was just like, I'll do this and that.
I'll just go for it.
Go for it. Do things so I can be in that. And then you realize it was the wrong move. But then I figured out, like, I think I'm just like, I'm a man hoe. Like, I fuck around. Like, I'd rather have a girlfriend who...
I recently found out he's a sexaholic, people.
I'd rather
constantly trying to get laid.
Not constantly.
Not
constantly. That's an addiction. I like to do other shit too, but I look at this shit.
Professional Nobody. This is Irvin, the sex addict. Professional Nobody just commented, who is this Irvin guy? First of all, he is a man. He is a inspiring up and coming comedian. He is...
Man, so I'm a lot of shit.
He's a sex addict.
I'm not a sex addict. I like there's levels to it. Like I said, there's levels to it. Like some sexualities can be considered addictions. You're right.
Okay.
But I'm not constantly trying to get laid because that maybe at a point in my life I was putting more focus on trying to get pussy and shit like that, and that's where I was bad because I wasn't focusing on things to better myself. There was a period of time where I was like that, and I will admit it because that shit sucks. And eventually you come to like a reasoning, something happens. Like with me almost getting married, knocked me down, finally made me start questioning things. Like, what the fuck is this really? Like, I'm just going by a philosophy. I'm just going by some bullshit I saw in a movie or what I've been told and how it's supposed to be by other people. But everybody has their own journey, and that's what you need to figure out about yourself. I finally start doing shit to attract women and started doing shit to better myself. Like I said, instead of trying to go out and spend money to pick up food for these bitches or go hang out and do some shit, like, I'm going to buy me some shit for myself. I'm going to buy me some nice shit, buy me some books or buy me something that like helps me better myself, you know, or start getting better, taking more time to actually invest into my already like good hobbies, like practice what I already know how to do and try to better myself on other levels. So that's definitely what you have to figure out too, man. You got to figure out yourself. That's part of figuring yourself out. Once you find out what you want, like I thought I wanted to be married and have all that life, but that's only because that's been put in my head by my family and by shit around me. But I finally, my whole life, I've always wanted to, like, you know, have more than just a couple of partners. Like, I don't want to have one. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because if you're honest about that shit and tell people, then you let them know who you are. And if they're not with it, then that's cool. They can, you know, you're honest. People will lie to people and be like, oh, no, I'm not into open relationships, but you definitely are. Yeah. And then you date them and under that illusion just to hit it, but then you're doing shady shit on the side. So then if he catches you or whatever, then you fucking break their heart. You just wasted a bunch of their time and your time too, because now you're going through a bunch of difficult shit. What if you were married to this person but still doing dog shit on the side? Now you got to go through a divorce. What if you had kids? Like people should be more honest about their sexualities or explore it more so they know where they're actually at. Yeah. So when they get into relationships, or even just fuck around, because sometimes your opinions change over time. But I think like people cement themselves too much into something right away because that's what they were told without really finding out who they are. And then they end up, sometimes it's like a risk to take. Like you do it and you think it's going to be for you, then turns out, oh, this is for me, I'm happy, great. But then some people go out and do it and then it's not for them. Yeah, and
especially when they find out of repetition, like doing it over and over again. Sometimes people get bored of something, or it's just not the same thing.
Not the same thing. Like some people need something different. Some people can be happy with that same shit. Some people need different things every so often. I'm a person that needs different things. Like I could have a girlfriend for a bit, but she would have to be into like open relationship. I wouldn't care if she went and did her things, but there's safe ways to go around it. Of course, everything's a risk, but there's always safe ways to go around it. If you're honest and you actually practice with somebody who takes that into account, like you could have your main squeeze and have raw, great sex with them, and then your hookups, you know, jimmy up, protects, you know,
get something going.
You get something going. Or you don't even have to fuck a bunch of people. You could just have, I like more than one partner. You might just like two.
Right. Ethan says, I mean, that beard though.
Oh, that beard?
Dude, impressed. Dude, that's impressive right there. Dude, we were talking about it too. He's like, hey, when he first came in, he was like, did you shave? I was like, what do you think I shaved?
Yo, the light reflection just made your face seem more like clean than
it's glistening more.
And I was like, yo, did you shave? You got the aftershave glow?
And then Gallo X says, it's called testosterone. Chasing tail is normal, man.
Exactly. That's the point. But it's normal for a lot of men. But there is certain men that don't have that drive as much as other men. It varies. So you just got to figure out where you're at and what you like and what you're okay with. Not instead of just jumping into something because everybody around you might be doing it. What if all your friends like some of the same shit, but you're the one who doesn't like something? Like, you know, that's like having 3 straight friends and 1 gay friend. Like 3 you trying to get pussy, the one's trying to get dick. Like, you know, like you got to know who you're at. You don't let what people do around you influence you. Find out what you actually enjoy yourself and then go for that instead of opposed to just following like the same trend. I think people should be more independent that way. But if you're comfortable living that lifestyle, then there's nothing wrong with it, too. Yeah. But sometimes it's like the narrow-mindedness is the only thing that I don't like about that kind of like group of people. It's just like, they're just like, nah, I'm going to just believe this one thing and that's it. Like, how can you be like that? Like, there's more to life than what we know.
That's even like talking about it in like actual sexual acts. Like, you know, people never try anything different. They'll be like, hey, get your asshole licked.
Missionary state. Oh, bro. They'll be like,
try something different.
Play with your ass.
And they're just like, no.
Try some shit. Bring a homegirl in. Bring a home. Like, whatever you want to do. Like, try some shit. Like, some people are just afraid. Like, some people feel that in them, but they're afraid to explore it because they're so already anchored to something else. Like, people who are religious, but they know they want to do shit. Or they might not feel like some people will go to church and they go through all that shit, but they're not really religious and they don't believe in it.
Yeah,
and they don't
want like a front or something.
Yeah, they just go because my mom and everybody. I just go to front to make them happy, but they don't really like buy it or they don't really believe in it. You're just wasting your time. Like there's certain things that like as a family, I understand that whole concept of family should stick together and shit like that. But what it should be is family should be more accepting and understanding of what you want to do as an individual. But most of the time, people just, no, we got to be like this. They want to put a front for the rest of the world, and they act like they don't. They'll be like, no. Like hoes, men and women hoes will be like, they'll put a front like, no, you shouldn't cheat. It should only be one person. You should only have to be with that one person, and you should be happy with them. But meanwhile, they're with somebody like, that's my one other.
Right.
That's all I need. And they're over
I'm just
there
talking,
sucking and fucking somebody else off at the same time. Like, then what the fuck are you talking all this shit for? Why don't you just be open and then find somebody instead of trying to... Some people just want to be greedy. Some people have that jealousy and greed where they want one person to be faithful, and so they can be a dog or they can be a bitch and go cheat and do all this shit. I'm like...
Multiples.
Yeah, there's greedy people and fucked up people like that. So there's always that situation too.
They want the both sides, like have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck that. Like, I was like, I'd rather not, because then I had to hide shit. I'm like, I don't want to be dishonest now. Like, I'm like, open relationship or not. Like, no, if we dating, I'm gonna be fucking some other bitches occasionally. If you have that good ass sex, if that sex with that one person is amazing, then I'll probably have less sex with somebody else. Or less sex, or like less, I want to have sex with so many people, but
because it's that good.
It's that good. It takes that level, because I know where I want to be. I know what sexuality level I like.
You guys.
So if these girls can't match that shit, and if a girl don't suck, then we don't fuck. Like, like straight up, like I like my shit to a certain point, just like people do. Like, it's eating. It's like an appetite, man. This fucking beanie and his headphones. Can't stay on my shit, but it's like an appetite. Some people are okay with some basic sandwich and potato chips and lunch meat shit. Some people want some filet mignon. Some people want some bat soup and some shit like that. All types of crazy things.
We're not trying to spread a bunch of shit.
And then people trying to tell you how you should live. Like, nah, man, you should only eat. Like, yeah, fuck you. Like, why should I live life to the way you want me to live your life? You don't know me. You're not me. What's gonna be like? Fuck that. People just need to make their own decisions on their own based on happiness. I have people that tell me I should do things a certain way, and I'm like, nah.
Professional nobody asks, what about people who believe in Bible's sexual morals?
If you believe in it and that's your thing, okay, I get, like, if you're fuck it, but I don't believe in that I don't believe in that bullshit. Honestly, I'm not religious at all. I don't believe in God. If that's what you believe in and you want to go with that, and that's your level of sexuality, if that matches if the Bible sex guides match your sexuality and you believe in God, then great. If that's what makes you, you then do it. But for
Kama
me,
Sutra all day for me, dog.
For me, I'm doing some like behind the legs, behind the head, the legs kind of shit. Like,
but I get what you're saying. Is like
freaky shit,
especially born into it too. That's always the hardest thing too.
I used to get boners before I knew what a boner was for. That's how like young I feel like my shit was growing in.
When did you lose your virginity?
I was like 14 or 15, and I was always trying to get it. Like, I was, since a certain age, I was always trying to fuck whenever I hung out with like a homegirl. Like, I was that little bastard that was trying to fuck somebody's 13-year-old daughter back in the day. Like, I was that asshole. So I lost my virginity when I was like, I think 14 or 15. I think it was 15, because the girl I was with at the time was 13, and I was like, I want to wait till you're 14. And then we'll fuck. And then it ended up never happening, because we're both very, the one I lost my virginity to, we were both very like sexual. We were both on the same level of sexuality. So we both wanted to fuck right away too. So we got to that point like really shortly after we dated. Like, but that's how young I was, like 15. Yeah, I was 15 when I lost it. I remember I used to masturbate before I'd fucking bust a nut, before like cum would shoot out my dick. Like, I was young, but I was exposed to shit too.
So you kind of knew already.
Like, no, because when I used to get boners and when I said I used to get boners and not know what they were for and how young I was for real. Like, I used to get little fucking boners, bro, before I even started going to school, before preschool, and not know why I was getting them and feel weird while I had one, because I didn't know. And then eventually I came across a Playboy, and then like eventually I saw some titties, and then like I saw my first hardcore porno, and all that shit happened at a very young age.
In between all of this, was any sex content given to you by your parents?
Nothing was given to me by parents, but I found shit. Like, what happened is I found a Playboy that it was probably my dad's, and it was one of our basements.
A bunch of this going on?
Nah, it was just like Playboy, like 1980s Playboy Bush and shit, or 90s. They probably had Mad Bush too, but yeah. Like, I found that. And then that kind of like, whoa, piqued my interest on the female. And then like from there, from seeing like my first pair of titties to fucking softcore porn to hard. Well, no, it was when I went straight to hardcore. I never went softcore then hardcore. I got exposed to hardcore shit. I was like, oh shit. Like, what is this? My fucking, I was going through the cable box. Everybody used to have them cable boxes. And I found that one channel and I was like, what? mind blown. Like, that's when I knew, like, okay, this is what my dick is for. I was like 10 or 9. I was young.
And still no content from the parents.
Like, my mom and dad never gave me porno. Like,
Or talked about it, or never said like, "Hey son, this is the birds and the bees."
I can't remember. Like, we're Mexican parents don't really give you the birds. Some do, some don't.
Because I've never. I don't think.
I
learned it all from TV and fucking porno.
I think I started getting
hardcore porno.
That's when they started finding out shit. That's when they started giving me the talk. My homies are the ones that put me on to what HIV and AIDS was back in the day, and I remember being a little kid being freaked out because I was like, "What? AIDS? You put your you get high? What? Like
you could
AIDS?
Die?
What? Put your pee in somebody? What?
It kills you."
Yeah, it was like mind blown too, and it scared me. So like, I knew a lot of shit about sex at a young age. But my parents, I think, when my dad found my Playboys that my homie gave me when I was only like 13, and I like was already getting my own little porn collection from like homies at work that had magazines. They'd give me some pages, or like a homie would give me a magazine, and then or like I'd find my brother's DVD stash and shit. And I'd have my own shit. Then one day my dad's like, "Dude, found it," and then they pointed it out to me. He was like, "Yeah,
you know what these are, right?"
And then my dad walks in because I went to my room to look for it because I knew a motherfucker went through my shit. I knew his friend went through my shit, probably found it, and I went into my room, looked in my backpack, and gone. All the porno shit was gone. And then like I'm watching a movie, tripping balls, and my dad comes in smoking a cigarette. He's got the magazines in the movie, and he's like, "We need to talk." He started giving me the talk, telling me where I got, made me go through some shit about where I got the magazines from and all that shit. Gave me the bird and bees talk and all that shit, and I got that whole conversation by my dad. I was like there for 3 hours just listening to my dad telling me that shit. I mean, you learn it in school, but never. My dad gave me the first.
All right.
And then my mom, I think, once I got my first girlfriend, the girl I lost my virginity to. Then she kind of like, gave me that birds and bees.
Kind of just.
But she was more like, you better not be doing no shit. You better wait till marriage.
Yeah, don't be doing it in my house.
Yeah.
And mi casa.
Yo, bro, if she would have caught me, I would have got my ass whipped. She never did. I was always slick, except for my dad. He caught me twice, but my mom, 0.
Nice.
But
I've never been caught. That's good. That'd be suck. That
sucked, bro. Twice. First time was more epic than the second time. The second time I was like, oh, he's doing that shit again. Let me close the door. First time I was like, ay cabrón!
All loud and everything.
That was horrible, dude. Fucking walked in, bro. Girl's legs. All you saw was like my back and bare ass and my girl's legs in the air and shit like that. I just hear him come in and turn around. He's like, ay cabrón! Close the door. Worst part is we had to go to Mexico the next day, so we had like a 4-hour drive.
So you guys had some time to just
sit
settle in
silence. Yeah, it was awkward, but that's when my dad. Then the second time he walked in on me when I was getting domed up, and he just kind of, and then just closed the door.
I'm like, yeah, this one's been there. Same girl or no?
Yeah, it was the same girl I lost my virginity to. I was with her for like like 2 and 3 years maybe.
Yes.
But that's the thing is like even when I was people like them, I wanted to fuck other females and I was flirting, but I wasn't really. I was like in the beginning, I tried to cheat a little bit before I went straight. Okay, I'm not gonna cheat on you, but I was like low key, kind of like being flirty with other girls, and I've always done that. I've always been that way, and then people made me feel bad about it. Like,
no,
even flirting is cheating. Like my homegirl was like, even flirting is cheating, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I finally figured out, man.
I better not be cheating.
Like, nah, not even like that. I wouldn't, like, I never, like, was like, stupid and shit. Like, I never beat myself up about it. I was just like whatever. Yeah. Like, all right, whatever. But I was still me. And still the next day, same girl that's all like, giggly when I'm telling her jokes. Like, some girls just like, they late you flirt with them. Like, you flirt with girls. Some girls get all like, they flirt back and shit. So they're fun. Dude, and there's some girls that are like, some girls are just like, ugh. Like,
especially like nurses, like the CNAs and stuff, where
bro, I got so many CNAs, bro, that I flirt. If I had a girlfriend that was jealous and she saw the way I talked to like almost all the attractive CNAs that I'm cool with, like, and even some of the ones that are not as attractive, I'm just friendly with all of them.
Yeah, because it's good demeanor to have in there.
Yeah, like I don't go too crazy, but I know the ones that I'll be like, hey boo, she'll be like, hey boo boo.
I'll be like, I haven't seen you in all day, or something stupid.
Or we'll make little like, you look cute, and that like we're okay with each other telling that shit. If I had a girl and she always, as much as I flirt with other people, she'd be like, what the fuck, you fucking dog. Like she would just be mad as fuck.
You keep cheating on me.
You're fucking a piece of shit. Oh my fucking god.
You always cheat on me.
You fucking cheater. I should have known. You fucking dog. You're all the same. Like people take it like that. So it's better to know what the fuck you into.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like know who you are. Like now I know. I'm like, if I have a girlfriend,
I'll let her know right away.
I'll let them know before that. Like now I was like, I used to beat around the bush for a little bit, but now I'm coming to the point where I'm just like, like if we be like, I don't really, if you're not down with me hooking up with other people, But then it's like, do I really want a girlfriend at this moment? Like, some days I want somebody to get, like, intimate, not, like, just fuck, but do that gushy shit. Because sometimes we need that shit, too, from certain females. Sometimes we need, like, some fucking romantic cuddle time with some females, Yeah. It's not always about, like, ugh.
Fucking.
Ugh. Like, sometimes we need that, let me spoon you shit.
Professional Nobody's got a bunch of questions coming up. But, do you think anything goes? That was the first one.
Anything goes in what?
I don't know. See, we were talking, and this question came up a little bit later.
Like, anything goes in...
Probably.
In the bedroom? Like, but it just depends the people. Like, that's why you gotta learn where you're at sexually.
Booty hole.
Like, if you like, let me put it this way. If you're somebody that just likes missionary and kissing, that's fine. If you're somebody that likes getting pissed on, shit on, all types of weird shit, fisted, whatever you're into, if that's what you're into and it doesn't harm anybody in a fucked up way, like, I'm not saying you should go into, like, some torture shit. Like, as long as your shit
But what if they want it?
There's a degree to that, too. But as long as it doesn't, like, don't be a fucking, like, slicing people. That's some crazy shit. Like, there's levels of shit. There's, like, fucking fetishes, and there's just some, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, sometimes, like, certain ones are, like, weird. Like, the peeing on and the shitting on is weird, but people like it. I'm like, yo, if that's your cup of tea, then fuck it. It's what you like. Like, you just have to find out what you're comfortable with. And if you want to explore it and go further, then go for it.
Just try it.
Try it. Don't feel too ashamed. But, like, you don't have to always, like,
Make sure your other partner is aware of what you're trying.
Yeah. You should definitely have these talk, and that's what I hate about, like, what they make people see, like, sex isn't important. It is. It's so important in a relationship. They think it's not, but, yo, if you a freak and you with someone who's not a freak, that shit sucks, bro. When you with the girl, I fucked a girl that all she wanted with me to do was just fuck her. Like, I could kiss her, but I couldn't suck on her titties. She would be like, no. Just fuck me. Just kiss me and fuck me. Like, I try to pull her to the side to get on top, and she'd be like, no. Just fuck me like this. And I was like, yo, I can't. She wouldn't suck dick. Like, none of that shit, bro.
Don't do this.
I can't fuck like this. What is this? I kicked her out. Like, eventually I got mad because she kept, like, teasing and then going in. Okay, no. Okay, no. And I was like, yo, get the fuck out. Like, I know it sounds harsh, but, like, this girl used to, like, put me through some shit just to get that. Like, fuck that. That's when I was at my bad days. That's when I feel like might have been, like, my simping days where I was just, like, too emotionally, like, too mentally, not simping. Like, I wasn't buying this shit, girl, but I was putting too much attention. Like, I was giving this girl way too much attention.
Yeah.
Like, I was putting too much energy into something. Yeah. And then I was like, what the fuck? Fuck that. Like, fuck that shit. And then that's where, like, I realized I've had a couple of girls that gave me blowjobs. They were horrible. Like, so I was like, all right, you could just stop. Like, I need a certain, like, level, and that's okay. Like,
what am I telling you guys? The sex addict here.
So I just know I'm like, yeah, I'm not a sex addict,
We're
but
gonna
I definitely
uncover
like
this
to
by
fuck.
the end.
Yo, I'm not a player, but I fuck a lot.
He just loves that shit.
That's what it is. But I'm like I said, that's my shit, and people need to figure out what they're on.
Professional Nobody also said, if a person has sex with an animal, should it be legal?
That shit is something I honestly
Ethan threw
I don't even know, man. I wouldn't personally. I would never fuck an animal. I couldn't do that.
Ethan said, depends on the animal.
Depends on the fucking animal. Like, there's no way, bro. I never looked at animals like, yeah, I want to put my dick in that shit. Like,
I'm looking for it.
Like, yo, I never, like, some people like that shit, and some people do that shit on the low. Some people go out on the farms and fuck cows, or they fuck horses.
Yeah, or the chicken fucker.
Or chicken fuckers. Poor chickens, bro. Chicken can't handle no human cock, dude. A chicken would die after you stuffed it. Like, you would just kill that fucking shit, bro.
All right, last one from him, Professional Nobody, said, should incest be allowed if both parties are okay with it?
If incest be allowed, if both parties are okay with it, what happens in Alabama stays in Alabama. Okay, but then honestly, that one tells you now there's genetics reasons.
The law of genetics
reasons why you shouldn't. But there is, like, honestly, I've known somebody who was like that with one of their family members, and it's actually more common than what it's understood to be. And if you're to be honest, sometimes, like, when you have pretty cousins, you know that they're pretty, and you know motherfuckers probably want to smash it. And some people will have thoughts like that to a degree, and some of it goes into incest. Some of it goes into, like, oh, some of it's just, oh, my cousin, she's so pretty, look at her. It's like, damn, yeah, my cousin, I fucked the shit out of her. Like, yeah, look at those tits on her, man. Like, there's levels to it. And if, like, there's people that do it, biblically it says it's wrong, genetically says it's wrong for reproduction, but people still do it. And, like I said, like, yo, who am I to knock that? Like, personally, me, I can't get into that shit. But some people can, just like some people can fuck animals. If that's what you into, man, and both parties are aware, like, yeah, that's fine. Fuck it. I mean, if that's what you into, I mean, I'm not the representative for all sexualities, but damn, like, if that's what you into,
well, we're learning a lot from you
because it doesn't really like it's not harming anybody. Like maybe just fucking up like family gatherings. It might be a little awkward for some family.
People are just
like if you fucking with your cousin and you guys have have a really bad like something bad happens between you because of the fucking, and then you go to a family gathering and you're just all salty around each other. It's like, oh, he stopped fucking me the same way he used to. Right. That'd be weird. Like,
or what's gonna happen? Like the rest of the family finds out and just turns all weird.
You know
and
what?
Shit.
I changed my. It's okay. You know why it's okay to be incest? You know why it's okay? Because they make pornos about that shit.
Well, see, that's...
Well, then again, actually not scratch that, because they also make pornos about some, like, there's always, like, some older lady playing some, like, little school girl, and then, like, the dad comes and fucks her. But you know that girl is not a little girl. It's just an adult playing a school girl. And then, like, we watch that shit. Like, that's, like, fucked up. How you ever think about how it's fucked up, the scenarios and the fetishes that we watch on porno?
You know how bad it is now. One of the most popular ones is stepmoms.
That's always been kind of like, oh yeah, probably more. It's been always like,
you're like, I know that one. That
like a lot of those. That's common. Like the stepmom's always been a common one, or like the stepmom,
or the stepsister, or the family member,
or the teacher, or the not related auntie, the non-blood related auntie.
Yeah, anything to do with the family. That's always the weirdest one for me.
But they even have weird ones where like the girl's just like, hi Billy, it's mommy. Let mommy please you real quick. Yeah, you like when mommy does that to you, and it's weird because it's like, I know they're not related, but damn, that's some weird shit. Because like sometimes you just mute the porno.
It's weird, yeah.
It's weird. You gotta mute the porno. Like I'm gonna just like watch the physical moments and not pretend that they're pretending to be mom and son. Like,
but that's okay. That's so weird to think about in that scenario where you're just like, okay, you're a 15-year-old kid, and then all of a sudden your dad divorces your mom, and then ends up getting a young hot woman.
That's more of acceptable. That's still a fucked up situation. Cause like it's a fantasy, it's all fantasy. Like a lot of this shit is just fantasy. Cause like
it's all a fantasy.
Porno only like the shit. Cause sometimes I'm like, well, what's so fan? Like, is it the positions they're talking about, or is it the scenarios?
It can't be a fantasy if it's a thought that's coming from somewhere.
Cause like they say you can't bring that into the bedroom. Like the different positions, or like the way it happens. Like, oh, hey mom. Oh shit! Oh, okay. Like, or you go out and you're like, damn. You know, how about we like? You know how porno be corny?
Or how about we move your leg like this? It's in this porno, even though the porno is stepmom porn.
Well, yeah. Some of the positions are fixed angles for the cameras for people like us who watch it to like get off to it, because they have to have angles, bro. It's all about the angles, bro. You can't shoot a porno in a shitty angle. I can't see your tits. Where's that at? All you see is the guy's shoulder. Just like soft porn. That's why soft porn sucks. It's like soft porn only gives you like the angles that don't. It's just like
don't work. Yeah.
All you see is titties. They give you titties.
All
they don't
you
show
see is titties.
Which that's cool, but they don't show you penetration, which is some of the shit we all really look for. We want to see the whole thing. We want to see pussy. We want to see dick, balls. Like some motherfuckers don't want. It's all about the angles. That's why, in some ways, yeah, porn is definitely unrealistic in a lot of ways. But I think the positions, like some of the positions they do, because there's porn that's also just like more personal. Like, have you ever seen people's personal porno? Where they're not trying to do some like crazy fucking angle and shit, have their leg all like that, and just like propped in a fucked up way where even the guy's uncomfortable. Like his hip has to be on a fucked up way. He's got to be like, oh my fucking
dude, my leg.
He's got to keep a hard on. Like, yeah, a lot of that shit. Like when you're fucking for comfort. You're not trying to fucking some like you're not trying to do some uncomfortable. Like sometimes if you're flexible, you might do some uncomfortable positions if it feels good, but you're not trying to put yourself in an uncomfortable position while you're fucking. You're trying to be like, you're trying to enjoy that shit. It's like eating. You wouldn't put yourself in an uncomfortable position trying to eat.
Yeah, I'm just going to eat rice. That's all I'm getting is rice.
No, I'm going to eat rice, but I'm going to eat it without a fork and while driving, trying to, like, you wouldn't try to make it more difficult. Like, you know, like when they do angles, they do some wild shit. But some of it's realistic. Like, if you watch some amateur porn, they're just doing their own moves and they just have a fixed angle. And, like, some people like more of a story. That's why some people like soft porn. They like that romantic story.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you seduced me today.
Like, they like some people get off more to the scenario of how it happens than the actual, like, dick
Fuck
and pussy.
no. I fast forward. Let me see penetration already.
I need to see some titty and dick sucking right away. What story? Get the fuck out of here. Unless the story leads to dick sucking and penetration.
I just want to see the little thing in the corner that says like, you know, what the label of it is, or I can just read the title of the porno and that tells me what it is.
But some people like I said, get off to different things. I clearly like the straight raw shit. But
it's all about clips now too. I'm just trying to go through it right away.
Like there's sometimes you're on there to really like see some nasty shit. Sometimes you're on there. I just need to rub this one out because fuck, I gotta start my fucking day. Too horny.
Yeah, just going through it all quick.
Okay, cool, done. Like some days, you know, that's why I'm like. That's how horny men we can be, bro. That's why we always get morning wood, bro. We always wake up with a big fucking heart on when we're young.
It's a problem. I think it's a problem that we have. Thank you everybody for joining the chat. It was getting a little bit crazy there for a second. Hellcat, what is up? Alex T, Michael, Samantha, you guys are awesome. We're just talking about porno,
dirty shit, porno, simping, all types of shit.
But that's life, dude. Is like all these things that we accommodate to.
Yeah.
And weed. Mad weed.
Pussy money weed.
Right.
Pussy money weed.
Smoke weed every day.
But yeah.
Alex T, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for joining. We're here hanging out.
That's some crazy shit. But like I said, man, sex is a whole different that's so much shit to talk about. But yeah, for the most part, you know, find out what you like, just to wrap up everything, find out who you are. And then just be more open and honest about your shit. Things would probably be a lot better for people if they were just more open. And now we're in an area where it's safe to be. Like, you can be openly gay now. You can be openly a hoe, and you're safe. Now you're not in some places. Some places not yet. Like, some countries, you can't do this shit.
So
we do live in a good...
Michael and Ingrid, right? I hope I'm saying this right. Michael and Ingrid say, check out our Pornhub, Booty and the Man.
Booty and the Man.
Booty and the Man.
Is that like a gay porno? Or is that like a straight porno?
I don't know. Let us know in the comment section.
If it's a straight porno, I'll see that shit.
So you wouldn't see gay porno if there was two guys and one girl?
If it was two guys and one girl, like I watched it like that. But that's not
okay. So
just two guys and that's it.
Two guys, one girl, but the guy interacts with the guy.
I mean, I've seen some shit like that.
That doesn't weird you out or anything?
Not really, but I'm comfortable with my sexuality where, like, I know, like, because I've been in a three-way where I was, like, fucking a chick and the other dude was too, but, like, we weren't doing no gay shit, but I was okay, because some guys aren't comfortable being naked around each other, and, like, even tag team, like, even if they take turns, some guys think it's weird to, like, be in the same room with the guy.
I think that'd be kind of weird, too.
But, like, if you know where you're at with your sexuality, like, I can be in the room tag teaming on the bitch, and I have been, like in an orgy before, with like a couple homies and a couple of girls and shit like that. So I'm like, if you're open to that sexuality, bro, like you have to be comfortable. It's like I can't be like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do orgies, but no, I don't want to see that guy naked. Gross.
Yeah,
like,
you have to just.
I can't be around this guy naked. It's
we're
weird.
all doing it.
Like,
why not, right?
Like then fuck out of here. Like don't do it. Like, if you're not comfortable seeing certain shit, like you don't have to partake. Like just because it doesn't mean you have to also delve in. Like you know what I'm saying?
Alex T says that the dude with the hair reminds me of Ritz.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. And Michael and Ingrid said straight only.
Straight only? Straight only?
Well, it looks like we're going to be looking up fucking that tonight.
Shit out.
Booty Definitely. And the Man.
Booty and the Man. I got you, bro.
Professional Nobody said Corona, accident or bioweapon?
Accident. That's a fucking...
That's a $1 million question right now, don't you think?
Accident or bioweapon.
Why is China covering it up? Did you hear about this?
I heard some wild shit.
China's covering up all kinds of deaths. Did we have this
conversation like that? Yeah, China. I don't know. I honestly, it's here already. And honestly, if it really happens like it says it happens, there's nothing we can really do about it. Like, if the motherfucking government decides one day, I'm going to release the virus, they're going to just do it. Like, it's only the people in there that could really stop some shit like that. Maybe we could, like... But I don't know. You wouldn't want a bunch of people to break into CDC because there's a lot of shit in there people should not fuck with. Like there's anthrax, all types of diseases they keep stored away. I've heard about some scary shit that goes in there.
Yeah, Alex T said for real, they silenced the physician that wanted to spread the word. So they killed the guy in China.
Yeah, the whistleblower, right? That's what they call them, whistleblowers.
Yeah,
the ones that be like, yo, these motherfuckers are out here
fucking doing it,
releasing viruses and shit. Like. They try to get rid of them before. I can believe to an extent, but I don't know for sure because I don't have any. It's a theory, and I think you should always have theories in mind, but we don't have any proof.
Because they say that China wanted to blame us.
I heard that China said, I heard that one thing that I heard is that we send it to China in the hopes that we send them something like some dirty shit, and so it would spread there, and then we could blame it and do some shit. Like, you know how they said we planned 9/11 so we could start a war against Iraq or Afghanistan and then invade their country and then take their oil. It's just like, well, if they did that to China, why did they do it to China? Why did they send them this big ass virus? Like, if we did it and we send them a virus, why would we send them a virus? Like, what is it that China has that we want? Are we trying to weaken their army in case of a war breaks out? Or maybe like China's trying to blame us. Maybe China was behind it. Maybe they sent it and they fucking try to put a blame on it for us and shit like that. Who knows? Oh shit.
No, we're still cool.
They know.
I know, right? Boom! They came in quick. If you guys are watching, everything just got turned off for a second on my end. Once we started talking about whistleblowing of Chinese.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
They could. A lot of shit's possible, man. I mean, it's all a possibility. We just never know. But at the end of the day, like, if something pops off, at that point, I don't know, man. Certain information is crazy. Like, to know something.
Because I don't know. I'm more freaked out that, in a sense, that the government will start to take over in a way that we kind of lose some civil liberties and some rights.
Well, at the end of the day, at any point, at any given time, the government can just be like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck your freedom. All your rights gone. And in an instant, they can take that shit away. And there's the illusion that, oh, they can't because they need the representatives and all that. I'm like, no. If the government wanted to just be all like dictator mode one day and decided just fuck it, we're gonna martial law this bitch right now. Fuck your rights. And they could. Others countries that have that, they have their people set up like that.
Yeah, we saw it in China.
We see a lot of places, man. It's fucked up.
If you had the virus, they barricaded your door in. They were putting people in like these little like cubes inside of trucks because they had the virus, and you hear the lady screaming like, "Let me out!
Get the fuck out of there! Get the fuck out!"
Fucking scary, dude.
It's crazy shit. You never know, possibly.
And then
I haven't witnessed it.
Michael and Ingrid, the porno people, said the expert says it might have started in Italy.
Italy has been hit pretty hard, and I think
there's too many theories coming at
Italy, I think, has had the most deaths from the virus, more than China.
But then again, like they say, it's because of how everyone is. Well, see, China's. They say that China's totally lying.
I mean,
no matter what China says or what everybody else, any deaths that they say they're lying about,
they think it's all like fraud.
Oh yeah, right now they're saying that there's no more confirmed cases. There hasn't been.
What if China actually doesn't have any coronavirus? They just send it to us and they act like their people are dying and they're building hospitals, just an illusion to like, like what do they call that shit? Governments do it to their own people. Like when the government paints a picture of a different country to make them think the other country is a bad guy, like propaganda, right? Okay. That's the word, propaganda. Like during World War II, they had World War II propaganda. Where the Jewish, or not the Jewish, where the Nazis made like the Jewish to be out people, or made their people believe that the enemy was really bad, worse than what they were. They put these false like things. But like maybe, what if China didn't have anybody sick? What if they're just saying like it's propaganda or whatever? Like what if they're just putting up a front, But who knows?
Because China actually had what I heard, because I watched this YouTube channel called China Uncensored.
Yeah,
and he does tell a lot of news about what's going on there. Dude, they have the nonstop furnaces going on for cremation,
bro. They even have hockey rinks here in America where they're using that shit. I think in Italy too. I think it was actually Italy. They're using a hockey rink as a morgue because their bodies are piling up so much they don't have rooms in the morgues to put them in the freezer, so they just put them in the ice rink now, like a hockey ice rinker.
Professional Nobody said it's called false flag.
A false flag?
Yeah. When they're kind of like, oh, this is happening, and then all of a sudden it's not happening.
Okay.
Thank the Professional Nobody.
But then when they back that shit up with like videos, like staged videos and shit, like how like there's that theory that the man on the moon landing was fake.
Yeah, I would say that's
like that was made in a Hollywood basement. Like just like if like we're not, but like China could do some shit like that, but to a larger degree where they're like building fake hospitals and places to make it look like they're really going through some shit. They're having their people quarantine and they're just like eluding us. Who knows? Like people are paranoid to the point where that shit can't be happening, or we might just really be having some fucked up shit that came out of nowhere. There's also the possibility that this shit just came the fuck out of nowhere.
Just like the bat thing. It just like the planet out of nowhere.
We might have fucked the planet up. The planet was like, now it's like the planet's like, okay, I need to fucking release something because these people are fucking me up. Who knows? It might be that. It might be Mother Nature saying like, hey, y'all need to slow the fuck down. Y'all need to take it easy. It might just be something we created that we accidentally released, or something China created and they accidentally released, or something they created based on their lifestyles or whatever. there's so much information going on. We don't really know what's the truth. Like, and that's one of those things that like you'll only believe the sources that you get. Like you can think about these things deeply, but until you actually have like some hard evidence. And then even like we even believe shit. Like we don't ever question shit. We get newspapers that tell us things,
and we go with it.
We go with it.
And so, now it's even worse. We go with what a Facebook feed
at
or
the end of the
Facebook
day,
post.
It's whatever the fuck you believe at this point. Because like that's what journalism's supposed to be about. Journalism's supposed to be about exposing like the truth and shit to let people know what's really going on. But even that now gets fucking played with and fucked around with and bought out and fucked and all that shit. Like so. It's different. Like information that you're getting. At the end of the day, when things get affected in your area, you feel it once it actually happens. But when we hear shit and it hasn't happened to us yet, like I haven't met anybody yet that has the coronavirus. I haven't seen anybody. Nobody personally of mine has died from it. So it's like I could almost be like, well, I haven't lost anybody, or I don't know anybody that has it. So I don't think it really exists. I just think it's a bunch of bullshit. And then finally I get it. I'm like, oh fuck, it is real.
It hit me, yeah.
Like we question things. Sometimes we're just like, I don't believe it till I see it or feel it. Like.
And the scary part thing too, like we can technically have it, but never show symptoms either. Now
exactly, there's
they
people
have
that
a
can
bunch.
Be carriers. There's people that have AIDS, they have HIV, they don't die from it, but they carry it.
Magic Johnson.
They said Magic Johnson was a motherfucker that. There's a big old theory about Magic Johnson never actually even having HIV. They're like back in the day, they just wanted to get like a big black celebrity and just be like, oh, let's say that he has AIDS, just to kind of like knock that whole like image of. Like black empowerment, like they didn't want like they wanted to like big black cultural icon, and they wanted to like knock him down a couple of pegs. That's why I heard that it was some bullshit like that. That he never really had HIV. They just gave him like a false results, and they just told him to stick with it, or never told him. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Another dude. That's the conspiracy theory.
But he's still alive, yo. He's still alive when like people in that age that were getting it were usually dying. Like Freddie Mercury got that shit, and that dude died.
Yeah, Easy
E, and Easy got it quick. His symptoms came in quick. Like,
yeah, see, that's crazy to think about too. Like, what was different? Like,
because I mean, there are a lot of different strains of HIV. So maybe he just got hit with like one that hits you quicker. Maybe his body just was more like I don't know, submissive to the virus. I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody just gave him straight AIDS, skipped the HIV, and just hit him with some AIDS. But I don't know. Like, shit's crazy, but. There's fucked up shit always going around us. There's always fucked up shit going around. That's just the crazy thing to believe. It's like we never see it and we never hear. Like we hear about it, but we never see shit. So we only really believe what we're around. That's why some of us are really comfortable because we don't have the knowledge of some fucked up shit. Like imagine if you actually like saw fucked up shit that you hear about, like that was your reality. Like when you hear about people that had to like go kill people and chop up bodies, what if like that was, I don't really believe, I never seen that shit, but what if that was your reality and you were living it every day? Like some motherfuckers are comfortable because they don't ever witness or experience anything like that. They go their whole life like peaceful to a degree besides whatever's going on social media, but they don't really experience anything in their personal lives.
Yeah, that's true.
They have like minimal like problems, like first world problems, like fucking bills going up.
Right.
Getting old.
Oh, I can't go out tonight or something.
I'm getting old. I'm getting tired. I can't go out as much as I used to. Like, they have problems and they die like that. Some people go through fucked up shit their whole life or through a point in their life. It's crazy.
So the comments were kind of going a little bit. Michael and Ingrid, the pornos, said, I like calling them the pornos. They first found the strain of corona in an aardvark, in aardvarks.
And aardvarks, what's the fucking...
And then a spread from aardvarks to humans.
Oh, okay, animal, I know aardvarks.
And then Professional Nobody says, how long do you think the U.S. can handle being shut down?
Man, I don't even know enough about how the economy works to be like, well, if we fucking going down, the stocks are gonna,
Have you ever,
plummet. Like, I don't know shit about the economy. I know in the basics, but I mean, it's people who, like, I mean, if we had to keep sending out stimulus checks to keep people alive, and if this goes on for like more than a year now, that would be wild. We'd probably be fucked up because but then it's weird because money's just like one of those weird things. Like, the economy running is only putting people out of job, and it's fucking up people because they can't work and pay the bills. And some other places they live at don't give a fuck that they're out of work. Some phone companies don't give a fuck that you're out of work. They're like, you still don't pay us, we're cutting your shit off. Like, I still got to pay rent in my apartment, but I'm an essential. I'm an essential, so I'm okay. My mom is too. So if we weren't, we're both out of a job, like, how will we maintain this apartment we live in? And they're fucking some expensive ass motherfucking apartments, man. I pay a grip for them shits. Like, if I couldn't work, I would definitely be affected by that if they evicted me. But like, There's a lot of shitty people. Like people are seeing that you get to see people's colors too. That's what's fucked up about. You get to see company, how they treat their people, how they really act during a crisis, how people act. You seen all this toilet paper bullshit?
Dude, so dumb.
From the beginning of it, they stopped stocking it on the racks. Now they have you like getting in a line to get like toilet paper and paper towels and certain shit like hand sanitizers. People are just going in there just arming a whole shit into a basket. Like, how fucking stupid and panicked do see? That's why how dumb do you have to be? Why do I need 50 fucking bottles of hand sanitizer? Like, why do I need like 5 years worth of toilet paper right now? Like,
yeah, because it's about the conservation of it.
My mom bought 2 big fucking bags of Splenda that I know we're never gonna fucking use.
Maybe, but not in the time that she thinks.
That Splenda will probably stay in that house until I die. That I will fucking die, and that Splenda will still be there. That shit we'll probably throw it away eventually.
But why did she buy Splenda?
Because my mom believed the hype. Unfortunately, my mom believes some of the hype, and she gets like paranoid about it too. Like, I had to give her some money and she had to go buy. Like, we have so much shit that I just noticed, like, Mom, we're never, even when this whole shit blows over, or if we go into quarantine, we're never gonna use any of this shit. Like, you just suckered into buying a bunch of shit we don't need. Which some things we actually cool. The 2 things of vegetable oil that she bought, I'm like, that's cool. I'll use that shit. Yeah. I'll use that shit in a couple months. It'll be gone. I'll be buying another thing of 2 things. Like, you know, There's certain things I'm like, okay, that's cool. At least we have a lot of that. We won't have to worry about that. For a while.
The Splenda,
but like 2 big fucking bags of Splenda. Like, Mom, you don't even fucking bake. Like, you don't make no baked goods. You fucking make coffees and teas and shit like that, and you're diabetic, so that might come in handy. But fuck, like, you're gonna die before those 2 bags of Splendas ever get used up. She don't bake. She don't do shit. She's a Mexican mom that makes Mexican-ass meals. Like, right, yeah. She don't make no fucking
Splenda
upside
meals.
down fucking pineapple cake. She don't make no fucking goddamn chocolate frosted. Nothing, bro. She makes her teas, her little things. She goes and buys the pan dulce like every Mexican mom.
That's it.
She believes some of the hype, even the religion thing. Like, that's when me and my mom both kind of like clash, because she's really religious.
And that's hard, man. I bet you.
Like, I'm really like modern. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I'm a millennial. I don't feel like a millennial, but I guess I'm classified as a millennial because I'm like what is a millennial classified? Somebody who
in our age where we are at, I'm pretty sure we're millennials.
Because like I believe in like I'm more into the future ideas and beliefs than I am into like some past ideas are good. There's some shit that you can keep that goes generation that's just timeless, but there's some shit that like changes throughout your generations, like throughout time. These things should change. These things should stay the same because these are solid and they work, but these things should change over time because they're only temporary and they only get you to a certain point. They're there to maybe just as a stepping stone until you finally realize something more. You have to question shit. I don't know, but that shit's crazy, man.
It's from 91 to 95. Or, I mean, not 91. 1981 to 1995.
1980. What is it? What is it? What are the...
So, if you're a millennial...
if you were born between those areas, 1981
and 1995.
Okay, so then I'm a millennial because I was born in 91. Yeah. You're a millennial. We're all millennials. Then we're fucking. I guess I'm a millennial, but I'm not like... I don't know. I guess I'm not. Oh, they're hipster. I always confuse hipsters and millennials because then there's the hipsters. I'm like, I'm not really a hipster, but maybe I am because I do some wild shit sometimes.
But hipster has nothing to do with the age groups.
Hipster.
Like
anybody could be a hipster. You could be an old hipster. You could be a young hipster. You could be a little baby hipster.
Hipsters are like gangsters. Like, that's the category.
You could be born into hipster lifestyle. You could be born. I was born a hipster.
I was totally born a hipster.
Born a hipster, bro. Avocado, cappuccinos, and fucking sushi donuts and all those plaid shirts, all that shit.
Done it all.
Done it all. Faux hawks.
Fucking Michael and Ingrid, the pornos, started off with it wasn't a man-made bioweapon, but nature makes the best weapons.
Yeah, nature is the all-time winner.
Give me a second, dog.
Shit. At any point. There's theories that there was like diseases and viruses that got frozen, and they're in the caps or they're in the ice caps and they're frozen. But since everything's thawing out, like these viruses are being thawed out and released into the air. That's like one theory that I heard. It's a little out there.
Dang,
it sounds like some movie shit. Like
that sounds. I honestly think COVID-19's the zombie apocalypse.
That's what every time some big shit happens.
Okay, think of it this way.
Remember H1N1 was the fucking zombie apocalypse?
Think of it this way. You get the coronavirus, you die automatically. That's it.
That's it.
Or we're all going to get the coronavirus, and then it's going to end up like The Walking Dead, where we end up, a couple years later, we end up finding out like, oh, I ended up dying, and he turned into a zombie. But it has to develop in our body first.
Damn.
So like, so say like me and you, we end up surviving the virus, we get it and we survive it. Yeah. 5 years later, we end up dying and we turn into zombies.
Like just some natural, whether it be getting shot or something weird, we just like, and that's just a natural death, or like you got hit by a car and you died that way, but then in the morning you're like, oh my God, like. Or is it like your body just like, I don't feel so good, I'm starting to get sick? It's like AIDS. It doesn't get you right away, but it gets you like eventually.
Yeah, level-headed.
And then once
after.
like after a while you start getting corona, the corona turns into like the next step, which is the zombie. You're like, I don't feel so good. You're like, it's like when you get bit and you slowly start turning into a zombie instead of just getting munched to death and then turning into a zombie.
Yeah, it just happens.
You just get bit and you slowly, you're like, I don't feel so good. Fuck.
Pinball Village said, our satellite spotted trouble in China a year ago, but it was ignored. That's true of everything, though. That's the same thing with 9/11, right? They said that they knew these things, the attacks were about to happen, but we ignored it. It's the same thing.
That's some crazy shit. I could believe it. But there's also, like they say, maybe sometimes people just want people to die. Because people know information. You ever think about, like, the psychology of a motherfucking serial killer? Like, you know how some of them are very charming and very smart, can get into certain areas. Like, imagine a fucking serial killer. They just had one great plot one day and was such a charming motherfucker that, like, he became president one day. And then he's, like, suicidal. Like, he's just super high on this thing. He's just, like, this crazy serial killer. Like, I made it to the office. Now I'm going to just set these nukes off on everybody. Just start some shit and get us all killed.
Jeez.
Like, imagine some shit like that happening. Or just, like, instead of the president, he becomes somebody who actually has direct, like, clearance of some nuclear shit to release it. Like, he's the one that they can push the button besides the president, or just authorizes it, just says boom,
or can convince him at least,
right? Or a super smart hacker that one day just hacks the government shit and just sends nukes everywhere to kill everybody, including himself. He's like, that was my big epic, like, going out in style. Like, you know how epic that would be? Somebody was just like hijacked our missiles and just sent nukes all over the world, including ourselves, like some Terminator D-Day or Judgment Day shit. But like it was a human that did it instead of Cyberdyne going crazy. Dracula
said, imagine you had to shoot your brother because
suck.
He is a zombie.
That would suck, bro. That would be the reality.
But if he was a zombie, it'd be more justifiable.
I'd probably let my little brother live. If he got bit.
I'm shooting both of you guys.
Like, if my little brother, I'd be like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It'd be like Snake when you're trying to shoot fucking Meryl in that one level, but he can't do it. You're fighting Sniper Wolf in MGS1, but yo, like, that would suck. If you had to kill any of your family members, that would suck, man.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us probably wouldn't do it. Some of us probably let him live the zombie. Like, if my brother got bit and he slowly turned into a zombie, I couldn't kill him.
I'm already freaking out that I have to, like, get rid of my dog. Like,
but if my brother got munched to death, like, my brother got munched to death and he was just already dead when he got eaten before he turned into a zombie, then it might be a little bit easier to shoot him because he's all, like, probably disfigured and it wouldn't be as much of his image, but I'd still be sad about it. As opposed to him getting bit and then him slowly turning into a zombie, but still seeing some of the humanity in him, but knowing it's gone. Like, that would be the worst part, is to have somebody only mildly bit turn into a zombie because you still kind of see what they are, instead of just somebody that just got their fucking face eaten,
like, died and then came back,
and then came back after they got like 5 zombies throw a gangbang on him, and he just like looks like a Cannibal Corpse album.
Oh yeah,
like, bro, comes in all fucked
ready
up.
For this.
It might be easy to be like, you don't look like yourself. But, like, if it was just like, babe, and you see him turn into it, that would suck. It'd be hard.
That's life, guys.
That's life, bro. Some people couldn't handle that situation. Some people probably kill their families off. Like, I don't want to ever be in that scenario. I can't handle that idea. Like, what movie was it? The Mist? Spoiler warning. If anybody hasn't seen The Mist, but at the end of The Mist, like,
everybody kills themselves.
No, the dude kills, like, the husband, kills his, like, everybody. And then kills his kid and his wife, and then kills himself, like, because he just couldn't. He didn't want that to be their ending. He's like, I don't want to see them die, so instead I'm gonna just kill them, so I'll never have to see that shit. Like, a selfish ass shit. And then at the end, it's like the army zooming in, and they come in, and they're like, oh, we're fucking this shit up. And he's like, no, I just killed my whole family for no reason.
Oh no.
Because I think he didn't have enough bullets for himself, where he couldn't kill himself. And then fucking the army storms in, and he's like, if I would have just waited a little longer, we would have been okay. Like some people would do some wild shit like that if a zombie apocalypse broke out. But do you think it would really get to that point with how much it's hyped, how much we hype zombie apocalypse, how much doomsday preppers there actually is, how many motherfuckers really want it to happen so they can shoot off all their guns and have a
so weird that's the
because they wouldn't last
fantasy.
them.
That's
because the fantasy, right? If the zombies were like 28 days later zombies, then we'd be fucked. If they were 28 days later zombies, like fast, aggressive, and the virus takes over your body like in 11 seconds upon contact, whether being bitten or a blood drop in your eye, then we might be fucked. But if it was like slow, Walking Dead zombies, then we probably we'd be okay. It'd be a sport at that point. It'd be a sport. Every year they'd be like, it's the National Zombie Hunting League. Let's see who can get the most zombie kills. They throw them in a forest that they know is separated from the rest of humanity. It just has a bunch of people, and every time somebody dies, they'll throw their bodies. They can choose to donate their bodies to a zombie hunting gaming community when they die. So when they die, they just throw it to the zombies, let the zombies bite him, infect with the virus. Now he's a zombie. Now there's more zombies for the yearly zombie hunting
everybody
festival.
Can just get it. Yeah,
everybody. That's like hunting. It'd be like hunting. Like you had to sign up for it and get picked, randomly selected, and then boom, you were selected to be part of this year's zombie hunting games. Like, all right, like that's how it would happen. I feel like in this day and age, if we had like fucking, if it happened and there were slow zombies like some fucking
The Walking Dead,
or Dawn of the Dead shit. But if it was like 28 days later zombies or like Resident Evil with lickers and fucking tyrants and shit, then we might be fucked.
Mutated ones,
mutated zombies, like fucked up shit, then we might be fucked. But if it was a more simple, slow,
we got this.
We got this.
The sword would work perfectly.
Word, it would be okay.
Professional Nobody said, imagine having your dead sister in your house for days.
I don't have a sister.
But he did say this happened in Italy.
Oh, for real? I mean, damn, that's fucking wild.
That sucks.
That sucks. I would call the cops immediately. Like, if I had a dead sibling, I wouldn't have my sister. If I had a sister, I wouldn't have her in my house for 7 days.
But then the whole virus thing is happening. So that's probably why they couldn't get her out.
Well, if they couldn't get her out for that reason, that's, like, so fucked up mentally. Because after a while, that body's going to stink. Like, on top of, like, seeing your loved one dead, eventually they start to stink and you'll be like,
yeah, I can't handle it.
Like, I'd have to put a trash bag over my loved one to cover the stench up if it took them 7 days, or just keep their body in one specific room in a trash bag. It'd be sad to have to come to that, because how long before the body just starts falling apart? Because that's why they put them in the morgue right away.
Yeah. So it does take a while though, right?
I mean, yeah, but like how long before the body starts to stink? Like if somebody just died right now, how long does it take before their body starts to stink? Do you really shit yourself like South Park said? When you die, you just shit yourself one last time?
I'm not too sure,
like
actually.
You take a post-death shit? Like, does that really happen? Do people's all bowel movements just shit out of them? Because I think
I don't think so.
So I think that's just somebody told me, because they still have to go in your insides when they go to a service. If you choose to not get cremated and get like buried in a tuxedo, they still have to go inside your body and look at your body, take out your organs, clean out that inside, and then like do that shit that makes your body stay that weird way, scramble your brain, suck all your juice, like all that shit out. You gotta get all the organs out of your body. That's fucking wild, dude.
That's intense.
I'd rather get cremated, dude. Well, I don't want to be cremated. Some days I just like, man, maybe just let my body.
Dracula said a lot of people are dying and it's sad, bro. Yep, our hearts go out to them. It's pretty hard. It's a hard time. Shit's getting real. This is the time to really like appreciate the little things and really get like, dude, we could do this if we all just like help each other. Don't make it into a scenario where we're just all fucking fiending for like one-upping each other.
It's really good to tell people these things, but no matter what, there's always going to be the shitheads. At the end of the day, they just fuck up shit for people. As long as you can keep your environment like good and try to get as much control and avoid stupid motherfuckers like that, keep yourself barricaded. That'd be a barricade right now. If you have loved ones, I feel like if you interact with other people, if you're not, like I said, like if you don't get sick, if you don't really worried about it, and you don't live with nobody old, if you don't visit old people or interact with older people or younger people, even babies now die from it. As long as you don't interact with anybody and go do what you want, like go out and socialize. I feel like if you're not fucking with other people, but if you're somebody who has to go to a mom or has to go visit a grandpa or interacts with some older people, goes visits aunties or uncles or parents or or nieces, then you should probably not be out and about. You should probably like barricade yourself too, or choose either you're going to be quarantined and just go out and do things, whatever you want, but don't go visit anybody that you might affect. Like if I choose to go out and do shit, like I go out and do shit. Like I'm here now doing this podcast instead of being quarantined. So I don't go to see my grandma or other family members that might be sick. When I get home, I have to strip down completely, like butt naked at the front door, leave my clothes in the basket, and then go fucking take a shower because my mom might get it. So I have to worry about it in that case. But I'm not really interacting with people that are at risk. I'm just interacting with the same people that I know. And they're not really... Like me and you, we both work in a healthcare facility. We get checked every day before we get in. So it's like...
Yeah, and constant like a hand sanitizing, wash your hands.
All that shit, Lysol in the face.
Right.
Fucking.
Oh, dude, have they got the mask and the goggles on you?
Yeah, we got to wear the mask and goggles now. Like somebody sneezes that shit on you. Protect your eyes. And
it's all over.
It's all over, man.
Johnny Inkaholic, thank you for joining. He said, who are you interviewing today? This is Irvin, my buddy. He's been here a few times. We're just here chatting. Dude, if you haven't... Go back to the podcast. We've been fucking going over some funny, dope shit. So it's been a good podcast. Johnny Inkaholic also... Johnny Inkaholic also... Inkaholic.
Fucking this shit up.
Right, I'm already calling him.
My bad, bro.
Inkaholic. He says, I'm in New York too, and it's bad.
Word.
100%. Damn, Alex T.
New York is bad. LA... I don't know how bad LA is, but I know New York is really bad right now.
It's called a thinning. It needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to look at it from that perspective, that's a whole dark
Dex
bunny
Lee,
hole.
That was Dex Lee. Just
population control. Sometimes I think about that too. That's why I always have a problem with money and the way money works. It's really flawed if you think about it. Because money just gives us the ability to maintain ourselves. Like, what if we had to come up with a system that wasn't money to equally distribute things to people to survive? Like,
it's barter then at that point.
No, but I don't mean barter. Like, imagine if we didn't have barter systems, we have money, but we wanted to make sure everybody in the world had enough to eat, had enough to drink. Will we be able to actually sustain everybody?
I heard that there is actually enough resources in the world to sustain everybody, but the fact that there's a market price on shit is what blocks us from being able to build wells in fucking the Congo and shit, or just like actually be more human. Like, we can't help them because it costs money. Why the fuck does it cost money?
Like,
why should shit like that cost money?
Like, if the world's about to go to shit, and like if we don't fix this problem, we're all gonna die, but we need money to do it. Like, what the fuck? Like, if we really had a problem that was that big, so big that everybody in the world needed to put in an effort, we'd probably be fucked because be like, well, I don't want to, I don't want to give away my shit for free. We've worked hard to build where we're at. And I don't want to give it away I need some money. Like, that's stupid. Like, there's people like that. Like, there's stupid shit happening. There's motherfuckers that are selling those masks, like 2 of them for $20. There's people that are trying to really like make a profit off of like a toilet paper. There's people that are selling one toilet paper roll for like $5. There's real piece of shit people in the world. And like, when it came down to something epic, is like, what if like something so epic happened that we all had it, like money just got thrown out the occasion. Like, money can't be an issue at this point. We really all need to work hard towards this, or else we're not gonna make it out. Like some crazy ass like an alien invasion would be something that would happen that would bring the world together.
Do you think that actually could happen though?
If it could happen,
that's what blows me away, is if it can get that close to happening. If it was like an
alien invasion that we could fight back, as long as we put all our shit together, we all came together as a human species, then maybe. But if it was like some aliens that like straight Covenant just blows in, we don't have no Spartans.
See, okay, this is what blows me away. This is what blows me away too. Is what if the aliens were smart enough?
That would be like that weapons, medical shit, clothing, medicine, everything you need. You'll never have to die again. Like, shit that'll keep us alive for like longer. Imagine if our lifespans got kicked up to like 200 because advancements in like medical, medicine and shit, technology. Like, that'd be wild as fuck, bro. Anti-aging medicine. That whole fucking race would happen. But if it was like an alien invasion, something would have to bring us together. But I don't know. That's the next step, right? That'd be the next step in like human, like, to get out there, to get further than we could, would be finally the whole planet to come together as like one giant community. Like, of course, you still have your culture and the spots that it is, but instead now we work together to try to accomplish it. There's no more fucking war bullshit going on with like other countries. Finally just all settled into one.
Because I hear the way that it works is like tier planetary systems. Yeah. So like a tier 1 planet, all the humans and or everybody on the planet can get along, and they all come together, and yet they all draw energy from the planet. like solar, like wind. So that's what becomes a tier 1 society.
So that's something we're not even there yet because we still like
we're not even there yet. We're not even we're at tier 0.
We're like tier 0.5 because we have some of this technology, but we haven't completely tried to incorporate it or make it better.
Whole world
so we can just live off of the whole world
can do it.
But that's because the technology takes up a lot of energy and electricity. So right now we need like cars need gasoline.
You're putting price on it already.
No, but I'm saying like
price thing.
Well, no, like this is a price thing, but not the price thing. But I'm talking about the technology itself. Like there's oil, right? Right now, our technology is oil, gasoline is like the big one, right? We have most of our transportation is gas. We haven't found anything better that doesn't require us to dig into the planet and fuck it up in some way, right?
Yeah, besides like now, I guess battery powered cars and shit like that.
Yeah, battery, but it's not to the point yet where it's like super reliable. Like some of them you still have to go plug it in somewhere.
Yeah, we're still freaking out.
And we're still figuring it out. We're not completely 100% there. Like, you know, even like the Tesla cars, I think are like the most modern. They're like the what is it? The Model Ts of electric cars, like the really fancy one, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have that technology yet. We don't have it completely engulfed. We haven't became completely based off renewable energies. Like we haven't finally incorporated that in everything. We still have gas running at the houses. We still have electricity. We still have like gas powered shit. We're still using coal. We're still using like oil. We're just digging into the planet for a lot of shit. Like chopping down a lot of trees and not planting enough. Like now people are on these movement shit and then we're trying to manipulate all the things that are happening in nature. Right. And sometimes I wonder if it's all pointless.
Even now we're even trying to manipulate humans.
Yeah, we're trying to manipulate with a lot of shit in our surroundings. And like if there really is a God and he didn't want you to do that, then we probably won't get very far with it. And if there is a God, he didn't want to do us, but he doesn't have that control unless because like there's a lot of theories about the whole power shit. But if we can manipulate, I mean, we manipulate a lot of shit.
We do it now. Like we create dams and we ruin ecosystems. We change ecosystems. So we're like, hey, I really like this deer. Let me bring this deer from the North Valley and take it up north, and like, boom, there's overpopulation of a bunch of shit now.
Pablo Escobar, who wanted hippos.
Yeah,
now there's hippos in South America. There wasn't supposed to be hippos.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's why I'm like, yeah, we fuck up shit. Like human interaction, it's crazy how our emissions have gone down so much since a lot of factories went in the shutdown. Like the emission levels in the fucking, that's what at least I've been told. Like back to that conversation, we're giving information. Somebody gave me information that since all these factories have been shutting down and there hasn't been so many people driving in boats in the ocean and shit, like the emissions in the planet has gone to, like the CO2 count in the air has gone down.
I saw the thing too. Turtles are actually back on the beach laying eggs, like
because there's not like a shit ton of human interaction. That's the thing about like
what are we doing?
We fuck up everything. We fuck up so much shit for our own personal gain. We are the most selfish species on the planet. If you really want to go into that area, we are pieces of shit. We probably deserve this coronavirus, and honestly, in some degree, it's been a good thing. At some point, it has been a good thing because look how many factories have shut down. Yeah, it sucks. People have gone out of jobs, but look how it's helping out the planet. Environment. Yeah. They're saying that they're seeing more dolphins swim through the canals of Spain because there's not as many boats and activity. They're saying like that all the rock, because at the bottom, like they're saying the lakes are cleaner, the rivers are cleaner. And then they're saying it's not that it's cleaner, it's just because there's not constant movement in the waters and like the shallow waters that kick up the dirt and the rocks that's naturally at the bottom that makes the water look all dirty and murky. Now that it has time to just settle down without constant interruption, the waters look clearer. Animals notice that there's not as much human interaction, so they're actually coming on instead opposed to their natural instinct, like, oh, humans, we better get the fuck out of there. We might get made into fucking human turtle soup. Like, we eat every goddamn thing too. Like fuck. Like even this whole even the whole thing about it coming from bat. Like Chinese people eat some wild ass shit that I question, but it's something they eat. Now coronavirus happened because somebody was eating bat soup. Now China's kind of getting more strict on like what they can eat, exotic animals. Like there's not as much exotic animals they're allowed to eat anymore, and they're starting to wind down on that shit.
Yeah, because there's a market there that they just can't control called the wet markets.
Yeah,
and that's what kind of weirds me out too. Is they'll have a table like this, and they'll just have a bunch of different meats on it that kind of like, okay, there's like bat meat, goat, dog, frog, and then they'll start grabbing stuff, and then a little bit of it,
contamination.
it just falls into it, and a little bit of that comes into it.
Probably why I should always handle somebody handle. I wouldn't trust the public to handle raw meat to themselves.
Yeah, see, and they do that like on a
That's why everything at Walmart and shit is prepackaged and sealed. Nobody can just go in there and like, let me flip through the fucking fillets real quick. Let me go through the ribeyes.
Because that's actually what I learned from the stupid documentary Tiger King.
Yeah.
If you guys have seen it, go watch it. If not, I'm going to spoil a little bit for you. They actually get truckloads of expired meat from Walmart to feed to these tigers.
Damn.
Yeah, so what he said is like, if you go to Walmart and you get one of the meats and you pick it up, you go take it to the cash register, you can't pay for it, they can't legally put it back on the shelf.
Oh, what?
They have to throw it away.
Oh, shit. See, that's kind of like smart but wasteful in some ways too. That's crazy.
See, so that blows me away too, because I get it. That's contamination.
Yeah, contamination.
You probably could have fucked with that bag just a little bit. Something could have happened so that when it goes back into that rack and it mingles with even the same meat, it's a little bit weirder now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be handing customers meat over like, yeah, try this. Does it feel firm enough? Like if you wanted to pick your own meat out and like feel it around, I'd be like wear gloves. Like, keep an eye on like business ways. I'd rather have the dude keep it behind the glass like we have here. We have all our raw meat kept behind the glass. Nobody's fucking finger fucking the turkey and the chicken and finger fucking the beef right after with the same hand. Like, that's why some shit happens in those markets. You're right. There's some nasty motherfuckers, man. They take shits in the street, bro. Like, they really be doing that shit in China.
Yeah, didn't we see that gutter video?
Like, where they're just taking shits in the street. It's a common thing. Like, some of the areas are disgusting. Like, yo, that's some nasty shit. Like, and then they go to the markets and then they just wipe their kids' asses, and they probably even wipe their little kids' booties after they just done took a shit in the street, and they might not even went and wash their hands. They just wipe, and then they go to the store. Oh, let me pick up this apple, put it down. I don't like this one. Let me squeeze this mango, or let me pick up this bat meat, goat meat, whatever meat. All types of shit, man.
And that's a theory of why it could probably have started there. But again, who knows?
Who knows?
Biological warfare, maybe.
Our own human.
Maybe fucking
flawed.
Nature made, actually. Who knows? That's how crazy this virus has become.
Yeah.
And it just shows that us as a human society, we weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
Like, look at us now. Like, we're lucky that
I knew we weren't ready for some shit like this, because if you just think about how things run, that's why I question money so much. Like, how much money is just a facade, really. Money's like a facade to have control. It's like what lets you. It's like going to Chuck E. Cheese, right? You go to Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper, and you have to play games to win tickets to get these shit prizes, right? And you spend so much money in tokens to get these tickets, to get enough tickets to get these shit prizes that you probably would have been better off going to the store and buying it, and you would have wasted less money and time. That's like the economy. But that's like how like money is. Like, they give you the illusion, they're giving you money's way to buy things and have control of certain things. But at the end of the day, it's like almost illusion, because without money, like, how would we really function without the concept of money? Trading wouldn't work. You know how hard it would trade shit? Like, we wouldn't have modern shit as much as we do now if we had to trade everything.
Yeah, because like that, how the fuck am I going to be able to trade like one of my figures? Hey man, can I trade one of my Yu-Gi-Oh figures? Yeah. Come on, you want it. Give me some food.
How do I trade enough shit to build a house? How do I trade enough shit to get material to build a house?
With the state that we're in now.
What are the fucking levels? Like, all right, I have bread. With bread, I can make bread into something and trade it for something else. Then eventually I have enough shit to build a fucking house. How to work? Trade is also kind of flawed in that sense, because it would be difficult. Without money and cash and without like trading, what will we do? Like, if there is the theory of being able to sustain everybody, it'd be like a communism, then everybody gets the same shit, same food.
Kind of.
When you get selection, would you get like a list like, okay, here's a list. You can pick 5 vegetables, 5 this, 5 that, and this will send you every month, and you can change it every so often. Like, how would it work? Like, because if everything had to be evenly distributed, would you think we could trust humans to be honest about that? Like, when the motherfucker leaves the bowl on Halloween, it says take one. When you're a little kid, did you sometimes only take one, or did you just dump the whole bowl in your shit? Like, certain things can't be trusted to certain people in human speech. Like, we're naturally fucked up in that way. Like, it would be hard. That's why money's weird. Money's a weird thing to me.
The way they invented it, it's totally mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing that it just, because it represented gold, it had meaning and what it represented. And even gold, what the fuck? Like, baggy, gold. Like, what happens when you run out of gold? When it, like, people are going to have to keep circulating gold for that shit to happen, because that's what it used to use, gold, silver, whatever. Like, now it's bills, because we can make paper. We don't have to look for gold.
And that's one of the biggest mysteries that we've had now is, like, everyone's just trying to make gold. they can't make it, but yet we could find it.
We can find it. If we could make gold, Jesus Christ. I mean, we could make the imitation.
That's a game changer, right?
If you could make an element on the spot, like on some fucking alchemist shit, some fucking Full Metal Alchemist, like made gold, traded this and that to make gold. But we can't just because, like, if we get to that point, that's God level shit. Like, imagine creating elements. That's some godly shit.
I mean, we do. We've had.
That's some godly shit we do. That's some godly shit to do. Because, like, think about in the beginning, we have nothing. How do we get from, like, cavemen to fucking carving a wheel to making pyramids to making all this shit to making technology to having computers to having the ability to do all this shit? How do we get from here? Like, something intervened. That's why people believe in aliens, because something had to intervene. How do we just naturally get to that point? That's a wild way to think about. Like, how do we discover shit and think to, let's use it in this manner. This plant, I'm going to smoke it. Or this gold, I can use it for certain things. Like computer components, I can use this for that. Like, how the fuck did we get to making microchips? Like, shit's crazy, bro. There's a lot of, like, questions that I had. They were probably just on some wild shit. I really don't know. Are we really that amazing?
Trigonometry says they can make gold, but it's not cost efficient.
No, it costs more to make it, wastes more material than its outcome. Then yeah, fuck that, it's waste. But that's like the step. Eventually, somebody might find a way to make it better. But we have to keep fucking with shit, and then sometimes we lose out on resources because of it.
Yeah.
Like, we dig too much into the planet. Eventually, we don't have anything left, and we have to look for something else. Like, we have those resources, like you said, they're going to run out eventually.
And that's going to be the hardest part. Is like, what do we do after that? Get out and vote, for you to envy says, because more activity in our community.
Yeah, I thought about voting. I've never registered to vote. I felt bad after the first election with Trump and Hillary, and I was like, damn, 50% of America didn't vote. Holy shit.
That's kind of shitty to think about too. Is like a lot of people want all these things in their life, like, oh, this is what I do, this is what happens, but yet they don't want to vote for it. Like, they don't vote for the choices and the ideas that are happening.
See, I don't know enough about politics because, like, for people like me who don't know shit about politics, for me to vote, I would really just be like having to listen to what other people say. Like, I have to take my own time to really think about what I'm voting for, what this person represents, what this whole shit represents, and what they do, what effect it actually takes. Because sometimes I just think like, yo, it's just all bullshit. Sometimes I just think like, yo, they're just giving you the illusion that you have control, but when we really don't. Like I said, at any point they can rip our rights right the fuck out. Martial law. Fuck your freedoms. At any point they can take that shit away. So what?
Right, constant surveillance.
What point? Like, what power does? Yeah, exactly. What power does voting really have at the end of the day? Like, it gives us the ability to change something if it really does. But if it's really just an illusion, then what's the fucking point? I'm 50-50 about it. That's why it's always hard for me to, like, vote, to want to go vote. Because I'm like, well, what the fuck change do I really have? What impact do I have?
Okay.
Because even motherfuckers like Hillary supposedly won, but Trump won by electoral votes. If there's something that, like, what is it? Electoral college vote? I can't even say college votes. Like, the shit that, like, Hillary had more votes, but Trump had more, what the fuck is that shit called? You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
The electoral college votes.
And if that's something that I don't have no determination or saying, then what the fuck is the point? Like, my vote at the end of the day still doesn't count. Hillary won, but the votes of the people still didn't count. So what the fuck, you know? It's more that people need to question things, man. People need to definitely need to question some of the shit that they do and be more aware of what's going around, or just really see what the fuck is, like, the big deal. Because what will we do if shit really hits the fan?
And that's keeping a very open mind, because if you honestly think like, oh, I don't really have to worry about it anymore, so just leave that alone.
It's like when people say, I'll let God take care of it. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're going to leave something like that?
That's like burying your head in the sand.
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
I can't just leave something like that to chance. If there's something that I have to, like, change, if there's something I don't have control in.
DJG, shout out, thank you. Food Stamp Gaming. Food Stamp Enterprise. What is that? Entertainment? Food Stamp ENT? What is up? Thank you for joining. You are. Thank you. And for you to envy says, I love these type of streams. Thank you. MuseMe and the guest, you guys were awesome. Yeah, the electoral college is kind of a sham.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? There's something that makes my shit not count.
But again, that's just because
that's like giving me the controller when it's not plugged in when you're a little kid.
Oh, and just being able to, like,
that's how I feel like voting does to the public people, those who don't have effect. It's just like giving America the average American citizen, the controller unplugged to your PS1. Like, that's what it is to me. They're making you think that you're making an impact, but at the end of the day, they're gonna let whoever the fuck they want into power. The president doesn't hold full power. There's just an illusion. Somebody else does. Whoever they want is gonna get in no matter what.
It's a, what is that thing? It's a fucking same face, different mask.
It's the facade.
Yeah, because it's no matter who the guy in front is,
yeah.
it's always going to be the same story in the back.
Yeah.
Everything that's the guys that are pulling the strings, everything that's happening.
I feel like
there.
they give us the president. Like, Trump is wild, right? Trump is a wild motherfucker that's saying some wild shit, doing some wild shit to the point where, like, you think they wanted him there to get us used to the idea of some wild shit? Because before he became president, we never imagined it. A lot of people didn't imagine that we would have a wild-ass president saying some wild shit, going Twitter fingers. Like, there's so much shit we never saw coming from Trump.
Right, there's so much
shit that you were like, you thought this is a fucking comedy movie. If you watch this dude's, like, if you were born, like, in 2015, you watched, like, a movie about Trump, you would think it was a comedy about some fictional character. Oh, this is like some Forrest Gump-ass motherfucker, right? Except not as cool as Forrest Gump, but like fictional, right? You would think, but nah, that's a real motherfucking president in U.S. history that said this shit, did this shit, had this shit done. Trump sounds like some fucking like comedy routine shit, like. And you think that it might just be they're getting us ready for some wild shit. They give us a wild president that's doing some wild shit to get us used to some more wild shit that's about to happen that might fuck us up.
Just fucking everything comes at us at it.
Yeah.
I honestly am waiting for the alien. Like, why haven't we seen an alien yet?
Why haven't they just released files about aliens? Why haven't they just released? But you know why? Because people are fucking stupid and shitty and problematic. And the reason I believe why we don't know certain things is because certain information is too much.
But there are certain, like, the U.S. Air Force actually has released data saying that, like, we believe that there's shit out there. We just don't know what it is.
Exactly. And we can, if you're open-minded, if you look at the stars in the universe and think about that shit, you know we can't be the only, as wide and massive as it is.
It blows people
We're
away.
the only living intelligent. Fuck, we're not even that intelligent. We still haven't gotten off the planet to find out if that's true.
Right.
We're still stuck here. Like, that's why, like, if the planet ever came together finally in unison, then that would be the next step, would be space exploration in other places, because then eventually there'd be that peace. But I think right now, countries want to go to war to thin. Sometimes I think it is a population thing. Sometimes I think motherfuckers just want to thin out the youth, thin out the population.
It's a small window that's going on.
But that shit's wild, man. It's all a theory until I see some aliens. I would love to see, like, aliens. Like, I love aliens. That shit is my shit. But imagine finding out some scary shit about, like, what if you're like, oh, aliens, then you find out there's a species of some evil aliens that will kidnap your ass in the middle of the woods and fucking take you, and you'll never be alive, or you'll
stick something in your butt,
or they'll just take you to a massive. Imagine like a space Chinese market where it's like aliens, right, and they have humans like lined up, like you know how you have the markets, we have like chicken, beef. Just all
different humans.
We even have whole chickens all lined up, spread open a certain way, cooked a certain way, apple in the mouth. Like, imagine a fucking intergalactic meat market where there's just like human bodies piled up on this thing and the big ass huge. Let me get two of the fucking Homo sapiens.
I like mine stringy.
You got any Homo sapien breasts, thighs, legs? Like,
Alex T said, "What do you guys think about the possibility of teleportation being reality in our lifetime?"
That would be dope. But that would, trial and error would be fucking brutal. Imagine the trial and error,
dude. Yeah, the deforming
of like coming in all sideways, or just having like fucking your arm or your head should be some bullshit, or your half your body,
or nothing but water comes out.
Or just getting teleported in the middle of nowhere with no chance of ever coming back home. Like, you just get teleported into a random space void and you're just floating in space.
I love for you to envy said, for you to envy haters, he's like, imagine alien weed.
Whoa. Alien weed would blow my lid back. It might be too much.
Yeah, what? Dude.
I'd probably have a fucking seizure. I'd probably take one hit and be like,
you know what's even crazy? Dude, you know what blows me away is, like, we're probably freaking out. We're just like, dude, alien weed. It's like aliens are probably like, that's just cocaine, bro.
That's just cocaine, bro.
That's just cocaine for us, man.
That's cocaine for us, bro. We don't fuck with that shit. Or maybe they fucking got some heavier shit. They probably doing drugs that we've never even like, because what, like, when you think about drugs, what is there really? There's like.
See, that's just stupid too. Like, I hate saying
there's
that.
There's uppers, there's downers, there's shrooms, there's acid, there's
psychedelics,
DMT, there's shit like that. But like, how what else can drugs Like, what new drug could come out that just gives you a different feeling that other drugs don't give you, right?
Especially like
I can't imagine how space weed would fucking make, how you would feel in your head after you took a hit of space weed, like what you would think, how your body would feel. Would it be the same?
Because you could just imagine with new drugs, right? Like, you could just, I mean, it freaks me out, but you could just like, man, I wonder what it would feel like if fucking heroin really did go in my body. That's crazy.
I had morphine when I had an appendicitis.
What, really?
And like that was the closest to like heroin.
I had meth, but that was because of Adderall.
Adderall?
Yeah.
You get the medical meth. I got the medical heroin.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I remember when it went into my arm, I was like, it took a minute. Once it actually went into my body, it took a minute for it to hit. I was like, I don't feel shit.
But you did feel it?
I was like, this is nothing. This is some bullshit. And I was like, I kicked in. Where my beanie go?
Just chilled to the floor. He's like, I gotta put the beanie back on. Dude, this guy has been fucking with his beanie all night. If you haven't seen it, go watch the rest of it on the podcast. It's pretty funny shit. We're just here talking.
Make a montage beanie moment.
Right.
Send it to me.
Maybe their weed sucks and just come here for our pot.
Damn, they're like, our weed sucks. Sam.
You guys figured it out.
We got the best weed in the galaxy. Sweet. That'd be the shit.
Dude, do you think... Oh, that'd be stupid. I'd be pissed.
And that would be what our hold in the universe would be. Like, imagine...
We got a foothold because of our drugs.
Yeah, like... All right, we'll kick you down some of our shit since you have weed. Then trading would become a factor again with space.
Yeah,
here comes the barter system.
Remember back?
Space.
Yeah, because remember back in like the 90s and the 80s, most like weed came from like Mexico and shit like that. Like, you know, you'd be like all the fucking the fields of weed in Mexico. We're just Mexico to these space aliens.
Right? Our weed might be bunk shit. Like, oh, you fucking with that earth weed? Ooh, that shit's whack, bro. I remember smoking weed for the first time. They'll say,
I can't handle that shit.
That shit's garbage, bro. Why do you even waste it? Like, or we might be on some different level shit. They might have never had weed. They come to earth and like, weed, what is this? Marijuana. Our readings don't know what this is. This is new to us.
This is a new substance here.
To us. You guys do. They smoke it. They're like, holy shit. Huh. Or it'd be like World After Tomorrow. What is it? World of Worlds. The aliens are like allergic to their fucking immune system is frail compared to ours.
I forgot what it was that got
before
them sick.
Weed kills them. Like, they come in peace, and then we have one of them hit some weed, and they die. And they're like, oh, these humans are pieces of shit. Let's start a war on them. Their weapon technology just happen to be better. Better.
That'd be shitty, too, is if we're just like, hey, here's
if we're just an anthill to these aliens.
Yeah, we're just like, here you go, just smoke this. And they're just like, ah! And then that starts the whole war.
So I'm like,
you're all dead. You're all dying now.
That's fucking how some movies was it. That's on some
sounds like Mars
mode.
Attacks.
No, like that.
Yeah,
But you know what I think about? You think if we finally had enough technology and shit to finally actually shoot off the planet for a good minute and actually look for another habitable planet, you think that if we went in there would be other species like humans, like us, intelligent? And if you think we try to go colonize that, it would be peaceful? You think it would be brutal, like how when the Spaniards and the Europeans came into the Americas and they took over the Americas and that shit was just brutal?
I think it would be brutal.
You think it'd be brutal?
I don't think maybe with the more that we've learned
if
over
we went
time,
to a planet that was like not on our level, like if they were still behind, like then we could totally rip their shit apart. We probably would.
I think we would do more of the godlike thing.
What do you think? Like, what do you mean? Like, experiment on them, find out what they are, or make things?
Yeah, or just like they're so amazed that we even got to them. So that's already a mystery. And it's kind of like when the conquistadors came here, and then the Native Americans were just like, these guys are gods. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're just freaking out. Like, how what's not to say that they would picture us as gods, and we can shape their life now.
Word.
Into whatever.
That's a possibility. That's why I believe in aliens could have happened, because I'm like, we had a wild jump in evolution in technology. You think that something did come down and was like, yo, here you go. But then because it was such a long time ago and all that information slowly started getting erased from our existence, that like you know how the fucking in Halo, right? Halo's a good example. Like the Forerunners, how there was the Forerunners and they had to wipe out the planet for a long time and then finally rebuild civilization based on the shit that they had stored in there and then send it out. But then humanity goes decades or centuries and still doesn't know where it came from, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like what we're after. We're after that goal to find out where the fuck we came from. We want to find out who our God is. We believe that if we die, we'll find it. We believe that it's a spiritual being and not a physical being. But like, it's weird to think maybe there's two different gods. There's a physical God in this realm, and then there's like the spiritual gods that are like only exist in those realms. Can they really affect it as much as they can? Like, there's so many questions and things I wish I could just know the answer to. I wish I could live long enough to just see what all of it really is. Just see, finally drop the curtain on all these questions that we've all had. Because sometimes I think we really make ourselves to be something we're not, because we can't accept that we might not be anything other than mere chance and coincidence.
Or what's to say that we are not fucking aliens ourselves? Like
that's another theory, that we were dropped off here.
Yeah, and then we just developed like this, and we're just
like,
waiting.
If we find out, like, what's the point? Like, our creators might be dead. If we have creators, they might already be dead. Like, or shit's possibility. Yeah, what do you say?
They are like God. They are like our creators were the gods that we looked up to back in the day, like Zeus and
we look up to those. Yeah,
and they were like gods, and then we found out that they were shapeshifters and everything too. They did all kinds of shit.
There's all types of weird magical shit that you hear about from back in the day, and then some of it, I wish I could have like been. Sometimes I felt past lives do exist. Like, if you really do just have infinite lives, you just keep being born. After you die, you'll be born eventually again. If reincarnation is real, like, imagine all the memories if you could just tap into all the memories of the person you ever were before.
I'm still stuck on the simulation, dude.
The simulation one fucked me up one day. I really got high. I got so high one day in high school that I really thought I was in a simulation. I was looking at everything, and I swear to God, I thought I could see, like, lines and shit, like green lines, like you would see in, like,
The Matrix or something?
Like, yeah, like, not the number bullshit, but, like, you could just see, like, the square frames where, like, shit would be. Like, I swear to God, I was like, yo, has to be some kind of simulation. But then, like, there's so many crazy things to think about, theories and shit. Like, if there's no space, if space is fake, then what the fuck are we surrounded with? Like, there's so many crazy possibilities.
Right, the Earth is flat.
Earth is flat. Like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck, man? There's all this shit. But, like, at the end of the day, we can only believe what's told to us. Like, we and you can't just go take a spaceship to space right now and look at shit and explore things and be like, oh, look, it is round. We don't have things to be able to find that ourselves. We only get believe what those in hand. Basically, they are God. People who tell us what we know are the gods at this sense, because they have the information.
And we kind of can, like, base it off other stuff. Like, right now, there is live feed of the space station.
Yeah.
So you can see Earth.
You can see Earth, but you still don't always really know what the fuck is going on. Like,
and you're just like, yeah, man, it looks
that
so
could
real.
Be set up. That could be set up for us.
So
like, yo.
real. I'm amazed by it, too. I'm just like, fuck, that's beautiful. But then again, you're just like, is that really what it looks like?
Like, what if it's fake? What if it's all fake and what if, like, there's so many fucked up shit. Existence itself is so crazy. It's a whole rabbit hole of, like, things to talk about. It's just too much to fathom. I think that's what it is. And maybe it's too much information for us to comprehend. That's why we don't know. Maybe there's things that we'll never know, no matter how long we are able to live and explore and fuck with shit. It might be just a point to where we can't go anymore. Like, we can't explore past this point. It's, like, not for us. Our bodies... Like, dimensions, you know how dimensions work? Like, we can't see shit in the fourth dimension because we're not built for the fourth dimension. Yeah. We're built for the third dimension. So, like, there's just shit that we won't be able to really fully comprehend and see and experience because it's out of our level physically.
But there are some things that we physically and, like, we can't really see, but we still understand the structure of how it's done.
Yeah, we can understand something to a degree, but you...
Like, I honestly feel like air and water molecules and shit like that is in another dimension, because like, we can never see that. Like, right now,
like air, yeah,
in front of our
face, you can feel the air running through your fingers when you wave.
You can see it. There's technically hundreds of little particles bashing into each other.
That's what the theory is, that nothing really is just like touching, that you're always just like bumping particles. There's there's the space between us is actually like covered constantly. It's like if we're in an ocean. Like, ocean is a perfect way to example. Like, how do fish feel in the ocean? When fish are swimming in the ocean in their water, do they feel like they can feel? Because we know how we feel wind. It's like fish feel the current. Like, you can kind of see the wind, but can you really fucking see? Can you really look in this? Like, you can't see the wind patterns like you know when you play a video game, you play as eagle or something. You can see like the lines that represent the wave patterns and where the where the air is going or where it's flowing and shit like that. You can see updrafts, like how birds can perceive to see all that shit. But we can't see it, but we know it's there. We can feel wind. We can walk outside and get bitch slapped by a gust of wind and be like, whoa! oh, but we
felt it,
can't
yeah. See it.
You can see it coming. You can see everything being shook around it, but you can't see it physically. You can just see everything being affected by it until it finally touches you.
And I feel that to me is another dimension.
You feel like, yeah, that might be
That
might be some
another
wild
dimension
shit
right
that we
there.
can't like fuck with it because we're not built for that dimension. Like, it's wild.
That
Like,
blows
shit's
me
wild.
away.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we can only learn to so degree, but we can't.
And yet we know other dimensions, like we know the spectrum of light, right?
Yeah.
Which is this fucking huge thing, but yet we only can see this little spot. There is the X-rays, the gamma rays. All these things are going on right in front of us right now.
bro. We can't see them. We can't fucking see them with our own eyes. We had to have special goggles and special like technology to be able. Oh, what the fuck? Like that's kind of cool to be able to wear like some goggles, like thermal goggles. When you wear thermal goggles and you can see everybody's thermal.
But then you hear that certain animals and stuff do see in those degrees. Like what the fuck?
That's how they're built. Like that's how they're built because that's how they're built. That's wild, right? Like how fish can
feel. Do they feel it?
Do they feel the water? Do they know they're in water? Do they feel? To them, does it feel like they're in water? Does it feel like they're just floating in air? Like,
the beautiful thing about all of these questions that we're asking is that we're asking them in a human perspective. There's no way that a fish is like, I wonder if I'm in water.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
A fish is just like, whoop, whoop,
even like,
whoop,
no offense, like, even like my dog, like, really doesn't understand her existence of life.
You know what's crazy is dogs that can feel your emotions, though. But yeah, existence of life. Yeah, the dogs don't sit there and question. Like, oh, I wonder where the sky is from.
Yeah, or why the fuck?
Why do I eat squirrels? Why do I like to lick my balls?
It's not understood like us.
No, it's because they don't have that brain. They it's weird. But animals are still amazing though. Dogs and animals and shit like are amazing.
Because I get blown away too. Because like even like a whale, they have a bigger brain than us and they're so much smarter. But yet, do they understand the comprehension of life like us? Like, will another whale be swimming by and just be like, man?
There's animals that are close to that like us. Like they say dolphins are probably the second smartest species in the animal kingdom besides ourselves.
Yeah, and like maybe like chimpanzees and shit.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
chimpanzees. But I don't think even chimpanzees fuck. Do chimpanzees fuck for pleasure? Because they said that dolphins are another species. They're like humans because they fuck for pleasure too. And they also get high. You see dolphin videos where they're getting high off a puffer fish?
No.
There's real videos of like dolphins. They'll get high for recreate. Like they'll just get high and just have their own dolphin fun.
Oh shit.
Like they'll grab a puffer fish and something in the puffer fish they squeeze out of, like gets them high. So you'll see a group of dolphins and there'll be a puffer fish and then one of them will fuck with it and get something, like make it shoot something out, or they'll just get something out of it and they'll pass it to the next homie. The next dolphin gets it and they fucks with it, pass it to the other dolphin. All of a sudden you see the dolphin swimming and doing funny shit that's kind of like they're just like, what are these dolphins doing? They look like they're doing some weird shit, but they're just high as fuck, just kicking back, enjoying the ocean. Like, whatever the fuck a dolphin's like.
What was that voice that you were just about to do?
That was a SpongeBob. That's like,
no, that
was Popeye.
Yeah, that's Popeye.
I was like a Popeye, half-ass Popeye that sounded like SpongeBob.
I was like, what? Here it comes. Anyways, Irvin, we've been here for 2 hours, man.
I know, right? My homie's probably mad as fuck at me. He's like, yo.
Chilling, dog. No, that's what's up, man. I appreciate it. We had a fucking... Everybody in the chat right now, everybody on the stream, you guys are awesome. You guys, I love the conversation we have, blowing it up.
Topics too.
If you guys
shit to talk about,
if you guys are not following, you should be. Make sure to subscribe. We'll have Irvin on again. Like we have some dope ass conversations. We have some fun times. We got some shit going. Irvin, is there any place you want these people to follow you at? Where can they find you?
Yo, you can follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. That's my two main things. I'm gonna have to write my shit down. I'm gonna be more prepared. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. My fucking Instagram is. I'm gonna just show the camera.
You might not. Maybe.
No, you can't see it. It's Soy Swervin. It's spelled SOYSWIRVIN _91, and that's for my Instagram. And if you want my Snapchat.
He's giving them all out tonight, guys.
That's all I got. Just my Snapchat. You can hit me up. It's swervin.91. So SWIRVIN.91.
And then also be looking out for his fans only. His fans only page will be coming out soon.
I got the hairy chubby guy special for all the ladies that like chubby, hairy, tall, 6'3" motherfuckers like me. You know, get pretty
pretty heated.
Pretty heated.
Guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Make sure to subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Check me out anywhere, MuseMe TV, all social media sites, because I'll be back. Peace, everybody.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that podcast was dope, bro. We got